Where to tell the truth, the whole truth.
Oh, we know we're about to get
Some
chased.
judges need that, and some don't.
So help you,
It's
Nikki.
just kind of figuring out what the judge
I do,
in
yeah.
question likes.
All right, very well. The witness
I
is
would
sworn
do it
in.
for the viewers.
Oh yeah.
Like the
Am I good to
all of the
proceed, Your
people in
Honor?
the- yeah, of course. Yeah, everyone in the
You
yeah, no, totally.
may
I got you.
proceed.
All right, thank you so much. All right, Officer Gray, did you respond
Kind of a
to
natural
the
at this,
scene
Nikki.
down on Jamestown on the 29th of January?
You're doing a great job.
Yes.
How did you get
Hey, I have
involved?
a 100% rate of paralegals getting.
I
violations,
was
by
one
the
of
way.
the responding units who had been called upon to assist.
All right, and what did you do once you got down there?
To Ramiel Ramen to
Upon arriving,
You saw
we
what?
were on the intersection. There was
Demon
myself
contracts,
and
go
Lovesick,
down to
who were
Ramen's,
partnered up.
law firm.
Oh,
On the intersection of Jamestown and McDonald, a motorcycle, I believe it was black, crashed into us as they were leaving the area. They were circling that intersection. I pulled them over and spoke to them. They were identified as Barry Svensson.
She pulled him
And
over,
I was
talked to him,
informed
and
by
didn't
that
chase her?
individual that there was a man in the red car, in the driver's seat of the red car, who had held Jaeger up with
you
a
serious?
firearm. I relayed this over 311 for the responding units, as radio traffic was heavy, as we were trying to make sure that the area had no clear and obvious threat remaining to officers and people on scene at that time. So I 311'd it out, and then I assisted on scene with making sure that everything was safe.
All right, and who was this individual you got that statement from?
Barry Svensson.
All right, and how did you identify Mr. Svensson?
I had him flash me his ID, and he had a mask on at the time. He removed that mask so I could see his face.
I see. And can you just clarify? So he was on this motorcycle. What direction was he coming from?
He
What's Lexia?
he was circling in that intersection. So he was in the area of the scene, but he was sort of like going around in a circle, like a wide circle in the intersection. So it would be unclear for me to tell which direction he came from.
All right.
Mickey, I'm gonna send you
And
notes, okay?
What happened after you got that statement from him?
I'm pretty sure this guy
311'd it out
retracted his
to the
statement.
other officers. I attended
Is
to
this
the
the guy I
scene.
talked to?
I witnessed Rami walking around the scene. I was searching the backyards of the properties on that part of Jamestown for any hidden persons or any objects that had been thrown, anything like that. I then went back to the heart of the scene where other officers were attending to Mr. K and the vehicle that Mr. K was found in. I asked about the GSR results. I was told they were negative. I asked if he had been frisked due to the statement. At the same time,
I'm going to
Anita
stop
said,
you there. Why
Okay.
did you feel the need to frisk the defendant?
well, there are a number of reasons. Do you want me to go through them all or just give you the first one?
Yeah, I guess take it step by step.
Okay. First off, I had received a statement from somebody who stated that they had witnessed Mr. K holding a gun up to Jaeger.
I'm sorry. Objection to the testimony as vague or confusing. Can she clarify what she means by they? Sorry, I don't understand.
I tend to agree. But
Okay.
Ramon?
Yeah, well, Your Honor, she's saying she was told by Mr. Svensson. This was the only statement she collected. So the they was Mr. Svensson, who told her that the defendant had held a gun to Jaeger.
Yep, that's fine for clerical reasons. We'll
Thank
go
you.
ahead and say for that last statement that the in reference to somebody was in reference to Mr. Barry.
They
if that was
seek
so
Mr. Svensson. Got it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, sorry. Continue. I believe you're explaining why you felt the need to frisk the defendant.
Yeah. So the statement I received from Mr. Svensson indicated that the person who was in the red vehicle in the driver's seat, Mr. K, had been seen holding a firearm up at Jaeger, like aiming it at Jaeger. So that was the first reason as to why I believed he should have been frisked. And the main reason why I performed that frisk later on.
Okay. Yeah, what were the other reasons, if there were any?
The other reasons? Yeah. Anybody found on the scene of a shots fired call is subject to receiving a GSR test, as well as a pat down of their persons whilst officers are in attendance or medical is in attendance to ensure the safety of all of those on scene.
So why didn't they do that to everybody?
And I just want to clarify, can a negative GSR test indicate whether or not an individual has a
I don't
gun
know.
on their
That's what we're
person?
gonna harp on.
No, it cannot indicate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
but
hold
did
on.
you-
I'm sorry. What? I'm gonna objection and motion to strike. On the grounds that it is more prejudicial than probative, and also what's the word I'm looking for? Speculation, highly speculatory.
Yeah, well, she said.
Your Honor, I think opposing counsel is going to have to clarify what they mean by prejudicial here. Asking the witness if a negative GSR test can give any indication as to whether or not an individual is in possession of a firearm isn't prejudicial in any way. I'm quite confused, frankly. As
It's
to how
calling
it
for
could be.
then I'll withdraw my objection and put a new objection. Calls for legal conclusion. Calls for conclusion. Let's do judiciary's job.
Rebuttal.
Well, Your Honor, I'm not asking the witness to come to a legal conclusion. I'm asking her, based on her experience as a law enforcement officer, someone that consistently uses these tests and performs frisks, determines whether or not suspects have firearms on their person. I'm asking her if she can determine solely based on a negative GSR test if a person has a firearm on their person. And her testimony was no.
Would you like to? You kind of already did rebut to that. I'm closing there.
Sure did.
I understand what's being said here. Little fun background about me. I've been in 2 tours with the Army. Okay, so I know what a GSR test is. I know what that does. I will entertain it. Being on the referenced onto the appeal. Mr. Rami, what did I just say?
I'm gonna get food. I'm telling her I'm gonna go get food. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah.
He's
Concession's
not leaving,
right
Your
there.
Honor. He will be here for his witness statement.
All right.
I have...
I am aware of what a GSR test does. However, I do want it to be on the record. Since it is going to be on the record, I will allow it just this once. It is on the
Thank you,
record
Your
for
Honor.
this one time and this one time only.
Thank you, Judge.
Cool. Yes, you may answer the question.
Okay. Do you want to ask the question again?
Yeah. Can a negative GSR test inherently provide you with insight as to if a suspect has a gun on them?
No.
All right, why not?
A GSR
All right, now I'm going to object
test-
that this calls for legal conclusion.
Yeah,
You know how to do your job.
I know how to do what I'm doing. That is going to be sustained.
Yeah, shut that shit down.
Really, I'm happy to move on, Your Honor. All right. Were there any other reasons why you performed that frisk?
It was mainly because of the witness statement I received, but also to ensure safety for those who remained on scene. Those who were there at that time were to be frisked, and any weapons identified.
All right. And just to clarify,
Here we go with
did
the
you have
safety
a
shit.
reasonable belief based on your training and your observations and other evidence that you collected that the defendant may have had a firearm on his person?
Yes, I had a reasonable belief that the defendant had a firearm on his person at that time.
All right. And what did you feel from that frisk?
I felt a bulge in his pocket.
Disgusting.
Felt metallic, like a heavy metal
Felt
object.
Wow. And what did that indicate?
It indicated that there could have been a weapon in his pocket at that time.
All right. And based on that information, what did you do?
Your
from
Honor,
there?
I feel uncomfortable.
That is fine. Do you need to breathe in a paper bag?
Yes, please.
Okay. Someone, concessions, please empty one of the water bottles and provide him with a water bottle to be used as a paper bag.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I thought I was being groped too. That's crazy.
Or chip bag.
Hmm.
But I know that might upset Mr. Counselor Rahman. Concessions.
Did you notice she said it was a large bulge?
She did.
Please provide Mr. K with concessions at this time to be used as a paper bag. All right, we may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Could-
Here you go, Mr. K.
What
Could
did
you
that
repeat
indicate?
what you just said?
Yeah, what did the large bulge indicate?
Yeah, large. Yeah.
That there was a weapon on his possession.
All right, and what did you do after you felt that?
After I felt that, I looked into that pocket to see what that weapon was.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
And what did you find?
Fuck.
I found a firearm.
Oh wow, okay. What kind of firearm?
It was a PD. It was a PD Glock.
Smarmy.
PD.
What?
Let me get this straight. You found a police-issued firearm on the defendant's person?
Objection, leading.
He's being smarpy or whatever they said earlier.
I'm
think he
smarmy,
is-
but leading.
I
Yeah.
think he is being Smurfy,
Yeah.
and that is going to be a little bit of a lead.
Motion to
statement.
strike Smurfy from the record.
You're right. You're right. What are the other Smappy? He's being Smappy right now, and I need you to stop being Smappy. And also,
I'm
leading.
sorry.
I'm going to sustain that. That was a pretty leading. So what? You found this? That's leading them to believe to a conclusion. You can word that a little bit better, and not be so smimey.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I just wanted to clarify. It was just so outrageous, the testimony I just heard.
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel's testifying.
Well, I was responding to you,
Counselor
Your Honor.
Thoroughbred, are you trying to murder? Are you trying to go for blood here?
Oh, my claws are out and the gloves are off, Your Honor. I am here to defend Mr. K's rights to the full most of my ability. Yes.
America.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
If he exposes his jugular, I will bite. Legally.
you better keep your shoes laced there, Hall, because she is out for blood, and that is going to be sustained.
Oh wow, man! I wish I had a helmet. All right. So, officer, let's clarify. The gun. Did you investigate why the defendant had that gun on his person?
No.
I'm sorry, what do you mean by that?
No, she didn't.
Like, did you conduct an investigation as to why the defendant had that firearm on his person?
Yes.
Oh,
Alright.
that's a lie.
And based on that investigation, did you find any legal justification or excuse for the defendant to have
She didn't even believe herself when she
PD-issued
said that.
firearm on his person?
No.
All right. Give me one moment. You got anything?
I was just gonna touch up on this documentation of Mr. K's possessions and evidence. Can you point to this evidence to the court?
Yeah, if you want to just authenticate all that.
Where the hell Slacks go?
Okay, Officer Gray.
Just setting up a whole fucking
Is
thing.
documentation of Mr. K's possessions in evidence.
She's a fighter.
Yes.
Can you point to this evidence for the court?
Yep, 1 second. Am I good to open my MDT to look at that?
Your Honor, I would just like to say this is a really good time where I wish we had a projector in here.
I can't
You
hear
know-
her, Your Honor.
Oh,
Yep,
sorry,
you were
sorry. Do you
also
want me
restrained.
to? Sorry.
I didn't hear her.
What I'm essentially looking for is at least so the evidence is titled in all the report
Okay.
and docket. Like if you just read the
Yep, you are allowed to read. And yes, I do miss the projector.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just wanted that acknowledged.
Your Honor, I just want you to know I'm innocent. And
Okay,
that's all.
I decide that, sir. I
Right,
decide that.
I'm just letting you know, though, in case we were
Hey,
wondering.
we're innocent until proven guilty. That's all. Thank you, Your Honor.
So, the photo in which you can see Mr. K's possessions at that time is labeled Mr. Kebun's possessions. Am I saying that right? Mr. Kebun? Mr. Kebun?
How dare you?
Mr. I'm sorry.
You making a
Mr.
mockery
Kebun's
of
Your
me?
Honor, the witness is
possessions-
calling the defendant out his name, which is during Black History Month.
I'm trying to pronounce. What?
Wait, what?
What did I
Like,
do?
you want him on
It's
a
Mr.
t-shirt?
Kevin. Just Kevin. Just
Mr.
I don't want
Kevin,
him to be
that's
called
right.
out
Mr.
his name.
Kevin.
Just like that.
Kebun.
Just
Okay,
like that.
Kevin,
Thank you.
Kevin. All right, all right. Mr. Kevin's possessions. Okay, that's the photo name.
Is the PD Glock in question shown in that image?
Yes, it is.
What other contents, which you can identify, are observed in Mr. K's possessions within this evidence?
Yo, I guarantee you Slacks is outside setting up a fucking
Okay.
sting on operation.
So I can
Or
also
whatever.
identify
An ambush.
a knife, a magazine that looks to be loaded. I can see some ammunition there. I'm unsure of what is next to that ammunition, but there is something there. I also had a hot dog, or 4 hot dogs, 4 bottles of water, 2 sets of IDs in his pocket, bandages, phone.
I want it to be known I never received those hot dogs back.
Mr. K, don't worry.
Is-
That'll be a civil suit. We'll sue for those hot dogs.
Is the ammunition that you identify compatible with the PD Glock?
Richard.
Yes.
State has nothing further. Your Honor, or prosecution, I mean.
Thank you.
9mm ammo fit into any 9mm.
All right. You said you conducted an investigation. How did you do so?
I notified other officers. I asked other officers if there would be a reason as to why he had that. I also wrote up a search warrant in order to investigate his properties to see if there was a reason as to why he would have that.
Okay.
What'd they find?
I'm gonna come back to that, but I'm gonna move on for right now. You said you had pulled over Mr.
They ain't
Svensson in
find
the
shit.
area.
Yes.
Was this during the time that you were conducting your investigation?
What, for Mr. K's possessions or
No, for the entire scene. Like what?
Oh,
Like
for
what
the entire
purpose were you
scene.
here? Right? Like
yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay, was Mr. Svensson GSR tested?
Objection.
No.
Scope. And facts not evidence.
I'm just talking to her direct testimony when she said she pulled over Mr. Svensson in the area. I'm not sure how that's out of scope when she quite literally testified to that before.
Yes, certainly.
I'll let your
Honor.
honor rule.
Is there a rebuttal?
Yeah, there certainly is. The direct had nothing to do with any tests performed on Mr. Svensson. Additionally, there is no evidence submitted to corroborate the existence of a DSR test. So again, this question would be out of scope because again, it wasn't covered in the direct, and that there is not any evidence submitted to support it.
She did bring up GSR tests and the bulge quite literally in tandem. I'll be
Not
quiet now.
everyone gets
I'll be
GSR'd on a
quiet.
shooting scene.
Okay. In the terms of foundation, yes, it was related. It was not relayed in the direct questioning by any of the questions. However, the scope was then enhanced and brought forward by her previous question. She asked if she pulled over Svensson in the area during the investigation for the scene. Yes, that was answered to. So that's going to be overruled because
Thank you, Your
the
Honor.
scope was brought up a little bit
Sit
more.
down,
And
bitch.
for the evidence that was not submitted,
They fucked up
just
when they were
because the
questioning
evidence
her.
is not submitted
They made
does
her
not
say
mean
too much.
that we cannot make that question. She's not referring to any evidence. Technically, a picture. What you're trying to say is that because there's no picture of the GSR, that means that it cannot be asked, which is simply a fallacy. It still can be asked. It just cannot be referred to.
Bro, what are you doing?
In any questioning,
Sorry.
it may be asked. As long as it's
my
relevant
God.
to the scope, which it is. Because she
Nasty
opened
ass
it up with the last
motherfucker.
question. If you were to object to the previous question and say that how was Svensson relevant, if he was not asked, if Miss Gray was not asked before, she already was anyway. So that scope is going to be broadened up, and both objections are going to be overruled.
You wear plastic underwear?
I'm not wearing any.
Hey, I'm gonna repeat the question just for
okay.
clarity. Was Mr. Svensson GSR tested?
No.
Okay. Why not?
Tessa.
I don't have a reason for it.
Objection
Okay.
calls for speculation.
Huh?
Motion to strike. Answer.
Do
Rebuttal.
you want me to? asking her why she did not do specific actions is not speculatory. It's quite literally her rationale, which is not speculation.
Oh, you panicking, aren't you? Look at you over there with your
Rebuttal.
glasses, panicking.
Your Honor, the fact
Oh,
of the
you
matter
sweating.
is he wasn't, and then to attempt her to speculate now why at any point he wasn't, we feel it was speculation.
Speculation. You said it was standard procedure.
I'll say one thing. If an officer can't articulate why or why not they're performing different actions and throughout the course of their investigation, then we have a huge, huge problem.
Yeah.
Ah, didn't she
going
say
to agree
everyone
with
is GSR'd on a shooting scene? I mean, she said it herself. Just saying. Why wasn't
Thank
this
you,
guy?
Mr. K. Silence, por favor. Silencio. Por
Oh,
favor.
sorry, Your Honor. Sorry, Your Honor.
Calling for speculation. I understand what you're going for. However, she did testify to previously that she said that all suspects in a GSR test, or in a shooting scene rather, are to be frisked and detained and GSR tested. She's simply asking why not. She's not calling for a speculation as to why that did not happen. It is her direct eyes and ears as to whether or not she was to perform the GSR test. So that is going to be overruled.
All right, so what was your answer again, last? You want me to answer it again?
Yeah, can you ask me again?
Yeah. Why was
Massive.
he not GSR tested? I believe your answer was I don't know, but
Yeah, it was more of there isn't really a reason. It was an oversight.
okay, it was
An
an oversight.
oversight.
Thank you. Did you witness Mr. K incapacitated?
An oversight.
No, it was called out over radio.
An
Okay,
oversight.
Or do you
Did
mean
you interrupt?
incapacitated ever, or do you
Ooh.
mean inside the car?
Like, did you witness him incapacitated on scene?
Ooh.
Yeah, I saw him
Fuck.
incapacitated. Yes,
Okay, did he receive medical care?
yes, he did.
Okay, did you witness his medical care being interrupted? For any reason?
You mean the first response medical care?
Yes.
EMS tending to him?
Yes.
No, I did not witness that.
Someone already
What
said they
about in the
witnessed it.
ambulance?
Yes, I asked EMS to withdraw him from the ambulance so that I could perform a frisk.
And he was incapacitated at this time?
He was incapacitated. He had
From a
been-
gunshot wound?
I believe it was a gunshot wound. Yes.
Believe? It's pretty obvious at this point.
The witness statement you received, was that ever retracted from Mr. Svensson?
No, he did not retract it.
All right, thank you. Just one more question. Mr. K was GSR tested and he was negative. Is that correct?
Was there an objection?
Oh, she mad.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. Proceed.
I was informed he was GSR tested and that he came back negative.
All right, thank you. No further question. Actually, hold on. Give me 1 sec. Anything else? Anything else you want to ask her? I'm pretty happy with what I just
Oh,
got.
no, they pretty much
Just the
said
fact
they,
that she admitted
that
to
was-
they just
yeah,
they just
complete
introduced reasonable
bias
doubt.
and didn't do proper investigation.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor. We will not be recalling. Thank you.
Will not be recalling. All right. Redirect.
Yeah, Officer Gray, just to clarify, was the frisk necessary to ensure officer and paramedic safety?
Yes, it was.
Well,
And did
he's
your
down on the
suspicion
ground,
of the defendant
not anybody
possessing
else.
the firearm turn out to be true?
Yes, it did.
Oh my
Go-
God! And then
go ahead.
anybody else,
Ask
just
her
the
if I was
incapacitated
handcuffed, too.
person
Go
on the
ahead.
ground. Jesus Christ!
Mr. K.
I'm just
All right,
saying,
thank
Your
you so
Honor.
much, Your Honor.
Just
No
saying.
further questions.
Hey, Mr. K, I understand that this is your case, and you are.
We
very
need some truth in
passionate
this
about
case,
it.
Your Honor. You know, this is justice. This is gonna be a staple in this goddamn city here. All right.
I
I
am
just want to
aware.
make sure that everyone is treated fairly under the law. And if these people are doing stuff like this, Your Honor, this is bad. This is really bad.
That is fair, and I appreciate your attempt to say.
I'm a man of the people,
to
Your Honor.
try to allow for that, but it is under my purview.
I'm thinking about our kids. You know, thinking about our
I
kids.
know. I'm thinking about your case too right now. It
No,
is
our
the only
kids.
thing on my
You know,
mind.
I just want to make sure our kids live a better
Oh,
life than we did.
Children's.
You know?
You have kids.
Yeah, I do.
Mr. K,
Seems Gary.
hold on. Excuse me, Your Honor, real quick.
Mm.
Do not commit adoption fraud right now. Do not commit adoption fraud. As your lawyer,
Okay.
better be biological children.
That I dream about and it's not real. All right.
Did you adopt those kids by chance?
No, that's just stuff I dream about in the future.
Oh, okay. You're like Martin Luther King.
I plan
You're
on having
dreaming of a
kids.
perfect-
That's what I'm saying. And
Gotcha.
I believe in manifesting. So it's like, yeah, I have kids. I have kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, ungawa to you, brother.
On God.
All
on
right.
God.
Dad?
Miss
No.
Gray,
Yep.
is that the redirect done?
Yep, I'll sit on redirect. Thank you, Judge.
Perfect. You may step down from the witness stand, and you are not being called for recall, so you're free to proceed with your day. Okay.
Thank you.
Great job, Vivian.
Prosecution. Any other witnesses that you would like to call at this time?
Towards the end, I would point out, the question I asked her about him also possessing compatible ammunition, etc. Yeah, is now the time to do this?
Yeah, just ask the judge.
Okay, so we have no more witnesses.
That's right.
Your Honor, prosecution would like to ask, at which point would you like any summarization of evidence?
Do you have any other witnesses to call?
We have no more witnesses, Your Honor.
All right. Keep in mind that I can read.
I think we're looking
I
pretty
know
good.
how to see. I know how to think.
I think we're looking
So
pretty fucking
do not talk to me about the evidence, in which case I wouldn't already know. If I can see a picture and you're just explaining the picture to me,
Oh.
I'm gonna cut you off. Okay?
good. Nah, he being Smurfy.
Yes, you may proceed with the summarization of evidence.
Your Honor, well, based on your guidance there, I would just say we would like to point to that image of the possessions and the officer's testimony regarding the compatible ammunition also in his possessions, and the officer would be
What the
sort
fuck?
of qualified to answer in that regard.
Okay, is that it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And with that being said,
We
what would
rest,
you like
Your
to
Honor.
do? What would you like to do?
The prosecution will rest at this time, Your Honor.
All right.
Yeah.
The prosecution
Yeah,
has
they will.
rested. Do we feel the need to take a time for recess, like maybe a 5-er?
I need food, so yeah.
Okay.
Can we just take a brief,
Fiver.
like 2-minute, what's the word for it? Bio break.
Let's take a bio.
Great.
5-minute
concessions
gospel
will be
church break.
available. Huh?
Oh,
What's dinner?
they're cooked.
5-minute gospel church break.
Do I even go up there and say
If
anything?
you would like to do gospel
I don't
church,
think we
will
need
not
to.
be
I was gonna ask you
participating
that. I don't
this
think I
time.
need to
If you'd
put you on the
like to
stand.
do
I just need to
gospel,
put Romy.
I don't want to
I think
pressure
they're
on that.
fucked.
I'm good, Reverend. You
Did
already
you
did
hear how
such a
much
great-
reasonable doubt they introduced on their own? We didn't. They literally both Slacks and Vivian both admitted under oath that they did not, in fact, detain and GSR test every suspect on scene. Holy shit! Just the guy who was incapacitated.
I wasn't trying to put pressure on.
So if we call
To
Romy
a
up
shots
there,
fired call
what are
and
we
was
asking
GSR negative. What the fuck?
What are we asking Romy if we call him up?
Just sit
Um,
down and just think you can't praise the
Yo,
Lord.
Can we get some
Is he
fucking
with
peace and
you?
quiet, Johnson?
Yeah, man,
Oh
all
my
this fucking
God.
yapping. Shut the fuck up
When
over
the
there,
Lord
man.
say to get up and praise,
Can we go in the hallway?
That's what you
Yeah.
Come on.
We're just gonna go in the
Romy,
hallway
Romy,
real quick, Your Honor. Be right back.
That's what you do. You get up and praise the Lord when it's
What the fuck is wrong with this crackhead, bro?
I'm
done.
But we gonna do a little prayer today. That's more so what I want.
Fucking
Okay, it is my
Taco.
personal and professional opinion
Come here to the
have this
waiting room.
in the bag. I mean, listen, Rami screwing this up. No way.
Room just in case.
Yeah, I'm worried about Rami saying too much.
Wait till everybody
Okay,
gets out of here.
what do you have to worry about? It's Rami.
Did
There's
someone
no
get Rami in here
way.
so we get this guy on the
No
same
way.
page?
I'm
I know
keeping
he's-
Rami's scope super
Okay,
limited.
Yeah, but when they
relax,
start
you're over
questioning
the-
him,
it's fine.
No, they're not, 'cause
Sometimes
I'm
Rami
keeping
thinks he's
scope so
smarter than he
limited.
is and then just goes south.
I
you know?
agree. I agree. He can
Rami
be. He
handles
thinks he's slicker.
questioning in intense situations very well. There's
Where is he?
have
Hold on,
no-
let me grab him.
And make sure everybody in here don't need to worry no more. They heard him. Some of y'all don't understand. But it's gonna be
What if
okay.
I don't
because
want to?
Yes, based on the baggage of the past, it's unreal.
Bro, we got this in the bag,
Unreal.
Rami. You can't go up there and fuck this up.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean,
run it
there's
through
no
again.
way
What
you
do you
screwed this up.
exactly want me to say? Like,
Okay. Let me just ask this: did you
I'm talking about
personally
the-
witness the events
yeah.
indicated in the police report in evidence?
Yes.
Okay, as your statement was notoriously absent from the initial police report, can you tell the court what you saw transpire?
Yeah, me and Mr. K were headed to the hospital. We heard sirens go off near that house that's in the report. We live in the area, so we went to go check it out. We pull up, and Mr. K gets shot in the head. And then I get pulled out at gunpoint to get out of the car. I get taken hostage.
Knife point or gunpoint?
Gunpoint. I'm gonna say they had guns. That's why I
Guns
said
and
that on
knives?
scene. Yeah. I said they no, because that gun isn't yours, bro.
Okay.
We're saying that's theirs. They got planted on
Yeah.
you.
Wait,
But we're saying-
the
You
one
didn't
they
shoot a
shot
gun.
me with is the one they planted on me?
Yes. God, they don't have ballistics on scene. They
Okay.
didn't have any
Yup.
ballistics
Okay.
on scene.
Nope.
So and then I'm gonna say then I say yeah, they pulled me out at gunpoint. Johnson arrived on scene, saw all of them taking me hostage, didn't do anything, and let them drive off. Slacks then I went to go Johnson. I told Johnson those were the guys that were chasing me. Johnson went and attempted to look for them, but couldn't find them. And then I went and was seeking help from Mr. K. I pulled them out of the car, and then the cops pulled up on scene. I told them what happened, and they cuffed me and Mr. K up and GSR tested.
I think you don't have to be exactly and say, oh, the one they shot him with is the one they planted. Just say they planted it on me. Don't get too specific.
Yeah.
They could have had two guns.
No, I didn't say that though. I'm
just saying when you go up there.
Yeah, I won't.
All right, then my follow-up question is, what did the individuals? Well, you actually already answered it right
If
there.
they say
but
it was the car
if they
yours,
ob-
I'm just gonna say I don't remember.
Yeah,
The-
if
no,
they
the car, they got
object
that
to me
wrong.
on Lax Foundation, all right, I'm gonna have to be specific, which is, were you injured? Was Mr. K injured? How was Mr.
But-
K injured?
Also, maybe Rami put in the fact that I was cuffed on the ground.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're gonna get there.
So
We're
I'm
gonna get
gonna
there.
say in my
Hold on,
testimony.
one more thing.
Yeah.
And the car, what they're saying was stolen. They're saying it's a Tesla. It wasn't. It was a fucking Surge.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna point
yeah,
that
it was
out
a
during
search,
closing.
yeah.
But what happened after Mr. K was injured? And then I'm gonna say I could really use some
What
pizza.
Okay, and then
After
you ask
that,
that question, and I'll say
And then
no
I'm gonna
right
ask:
away.
are incapacitated people able to stop an individual from rifling through their pockets? That's the one you
Yeah,
say
yeah.
no to right away.
Yeah.
And they're gonna object and be like, he doesn't have medical fucking.
Actually, I wouldn't even say the pizza shit. I would just like like clear your throat like a lot, and then I'll
I'll just clear my throat.
yeah.
like that.
Like say it on the second to last question before it,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Then I'll know your next question is gonna be
Yep.
like no right
Yep.
away.
Yep.
And also I was detained, and he was saying I was combative. I wasn't. Slack said I was combative. I wasn't fucking combative. I was telling him what happened, and then I ran over to the house to tell him that two people ran in the house.
So you were just
and they
got
didn't say
shot
anything.
at. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, bro.
It's a
Yeah.
stressful situation.
You were literally
Yeah.
trying to
You're
help
a
them do
victim.
their fucking
Yeah.
jobs, and they took it as combative because they're whatever
Rami,
bad
when
blood
you
is
weren't in
there.
there, they say they pulled that Svensson guy over, and Siobhan asked him, "So why didn't you GSR him?" They tried to object all this shit. The judge shut it down. She said, "I don't know. Was an oversight."
They're just brain dead as fuck, bro. Honestly.
Literally admitted it was an oversight.
So they didn't and then she said she investigated. Well, apparently you didn't properly
Crazy.
investigate. What's your investigation? Just arresting me and Rami and
you-
searching my properties, finding nothing? What's the investigation?
And you know what's even crazier? You heard what they said. You heard what they said in the beginning? They said Slacks was on the stand and goes, "Oh, the other officer that was on the scene didn't feel comfortable coming to court today." So she or whatever, Ruth bitched out and fucking coming to court today.
Oh, typical.
Fuck off, bro. That's crazy. Insane to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here, and if I fuck up, I mean, Kay's gonna kill me.
Oh yeah.
You've been doing amazing, sweetie. He has not fucked up at all.
My one objection was fire. I just want to say.
It was fire. No, it was. It was fire, but it also hurt us.
Okay, yes. Oh, okay, don't say that. It didn't, Kay. I swear it didn't hurt. Kay, is.
The objection would have. It didn't actually hurt. There was no actual impact of pain. It could have.
And another thing that they said was, oh fuck, what did Johnson said some shit and fucked it up, but I nobody caught on to it. Oh my god, what was it? Give me a second.
The fact that he radioed it in and they didn't do anything. They said there was a bike on leaving the scene and a white car.
Oh no. Oh, sorry.
I'm in,
Yeah, hold on, hang on. Yeah.
I'm in court right now. I can't answer.
You know what's crazy?
God.
Was Mary Mushkin's statement. Siobhan, you were worried about it. Her statement actually helps us because we
It
said
does.
on scene that Jaeger shot me. She, in her, this is how much of a rat she is. In her testimony, if you read it on the docket, It literally says, she said that we heard shooting go outside. 2 people were shooting on a bike. One of them was Jaeger Demon Blood or whatever she said.
Yeah, bring up the fact that you said.
I'm gonna say Jaeger shot. It was
Also,
Jaeger. 100%.
she said,
I don't give a fuck.
She said they had guns.
Yeah,
Plural,
she
or
didn't
whatever
say
the fuck.
us.
No, like she's saying there's multiple. You guys searched, no gun.
Yeah.
So where's the multiple guns?
I'm gonna say I told Slacks on scene that there was 2 guns on scene, and what they shot both of us on it. They robbed me. They robbed me and Mr. K, and I guess when they were robbing him, they had put the gun on K. I'm not gonna say that, but if they ask me how did the gun get on Mr. K, that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, or if you think it's like a question that could just be like, you're not too sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't recall. It was a month ago. If there's anything like she asked me that's like whatever.
But if you
I'm
say
just
that
like, I
too
don't
much,
recall.
can they just say, okay, then we can't trust any of his statement, right?
No.
But I'm not gonna do
I
that,
would
though,
rather
like-
you say I don't recall or I'm not sure, and I don't want to. I want to make sure I tell the whole truth and nothing but
They
the truth. I don't
fucked
want to
up, by
commit
the way.
perjury, so you say I don't recall. That's easy.
They low key fucked up because they didn't question me.
Mhm.
So they don't have like a redirect. They only have a cross.
Good. So they're just gonna try to shut down whatever you ask him.
Yeah, yeah.
Scope
but
is super
And
the
after
tight.
only
this, it's done,
problem,
right? Like-
yeah. So
Actually gonna
Siobhan, as
keep
long
the
as
scope
I don't
even
think it should
tighter.
go up.
Yeah.
Me and Rami are gonna have the
I'm
same
actually gonna
shit
keep
to
it
say.
tighter.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, Siobhan,
Um,
all you need to do because they didn't ask me anything, you can
Mhm.
just only put it. They can only ask me questions
Rami's got
within
this,
what
chat.
you
He's got
ask me.
this.
Yeah, scope.
So that's
He's been
it.
doing
I'm
hell
keeping
legal
scope
shit
super
lately.
tight on your questions
Yeah.
for
Locked
that
in.
reason.
For her voice, I ain't gonna lie, guys.
It's very
I'm
loud.
not-
Very loud.
I ain't gonna lie.
Whose voice? Abeline's?
Yeah.
I can't.
She got me she was my paralegal in like early January, and she got me a $5,000 sanction by acting a bitch. So I kind of hate her.
Gomer texted me. He goes, "Imagine waking up next to that." Kinda crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Wait, okay, can you guard me?
Yeah.
Guard me. I actually I need to be in my head for like 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, do your thing. Oh,
Well, I think it's a shoe, and there's no way Rami screws up. So I mean, come on.
Mickey, what do you want me to have the opportunity to do the
No,
funniest thing?
don't read that. Don't read that.
What?
Read that.
Don't read that.
Is it time now?
We're starting
Time now?
now?
Yeah, let's.
So
let's
Thank
sorry,
you, Your
Honor.
Honor.
Oh my God, you look even more beautiful in person,
Don't
Your Honor.
actually
Up
do
close.
Thank you.
What is it?
thank
What is
you.
it?
Yeah.
Let me make
He
sure
probably
I'm
got-
not gonna
he probably
like
got a
get
nice
fucked
big
up
cock, too, huh?
somehow.
Now that we moved away from the apartment.
Like that? Gotta butter him up.
Really?
Molten, have I cleared those allegations?
Looks like no one
What?
Too late for that.
Hello.
I can tell by the way you're walking, Your Honor.
Go me.
You're fine. You're fine. I know it's you. But
Alright.
What's up, Zwogs?
I can't believe I'm
What's up,
being
Gango?
questioned.
Wait, you're being
Alright.
questioned?
Your Honor, we're
It's
gonna
good, man. It's good.
just as a like point of order, we're gonna recall what was it, Johnson that we
Chips.
recalled? We're gonna recall Johnson to the stand at this time.
All right, hold on. I didn't bang the gavel.
Chips.
All right.
My bad.
Are all parties ready to proceed?
Hey!
Yep, we're good to go, Your Honor.
Chips!
Chips.
Hang on, waiter.
Concessions. Concessions.
Waiter!
Where the fuck did the
Oh yeah, I need some chips too.
This dude's on his fucking phone. What is he doing?
Concessions is on a break. This is terrible. Xavier, I should have paid you.
you're not wrong, Your Honor.
All right. Can we proceed without concessions at this time?
Yeah, but
yeah.
if
you
they
guys
can be
don't like it.
provided when they're available. Who is got? Wait, concessions?
Mr. Aziz is providing.
Chips.
I can toss it over.
Can you get us some chips? Thank you.
You throw it at me, I will charge you with assault.
You can't charge me with anything.
Yeah, I can.
Thanks. All right, I'm gonna share with my client.
Look pretty good.
Oh my God, is that Jonah Hill? Can we get a Jonah Hill shout out in court?
Can I not give this to you?
This is
There's
your bag of
posing
chips.
for my next upcoming movie.
Damn, what's the movie called?
It's called PD Under Fire, dude.
Damn, dude.
Take the glasses off, man. I can't even see your eyes.
It's my cool. It makes me look cool, dude.
Yo, was that really your dick in Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Damn. I was a
Damn,
big fan
dude.
of War Dogs, man.
You stacking it up?
Yeah, shit was hard.
I got paid a lot for that since I'm 19, dude.
I didn't like your working you people.
How was working with Channing Tatum? How was it?
All right.
What pretty cool.
Are all council members? Are we ready to proceed?
Defense is ready, Your Honor.
Defense is ready. Prosecution.
Jonah
ready?
Hill chat. Holy shit.
All right.
It's crazy. Should I
All
try
right.
his autograph
At this
after
time,
this?
we are going to proceed. Damn. We're going to proceed with defense at this time.
Right, defense is going to be recalling Gregory. Sorry, was that it? Johnson, Mr. Johnson, to the stand.
Ooh. Hold on. Gotta get a bit fucking spicy up here.
All right. You have already been sworn in, but the statement still stands. On all the pains and penalties of perjury.
All right. Mr. Johnson, thank you very much for staying with us, by the way. I know this has been a while. Just want to thank you for your patience. I just want to go back sort of to our previous questioning when you were under direct from the prosecution. You did witness Mr. K incapacitated and, I'm sorry, let me rephrase. Did you witness Mr. K incapacitated and handcuffed?
You said incapacitated and.
Let me rephrase that for you. Was he
Sure,
on
you're
the
yelling.
ground injured and handcuffed?
To the best of my knowledge, I know he was injured. I believe at some point he was handcuffed.
All right. Does an incapacitated person present a risk to officer safety?
To the best of my knowledge, no.
What could an incapacitated person physically do that could impact officer safety?
By their shoelaces, I'm not
Objection.
100.
Asked and answered. He said no, Your Honor.
I'll rebut. I literally rephrased the question to ask for a different. It's calling for a different answer from the first question, so it would not be asked and answered.
Rebuttal.
I stand by that. He said no, so asking about what instances that could happen is covered under no.
You know what? No, you know what? Love that. Love what you just said. Can you just say that one more time so I can make sure I understand?
The answer to your second question was covered under the answer to his first question with no.
So the no incapacitated people don't present a risk to officer safety.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and
Thank
withdraw.
you.
No more questions for this witness.
Wow, thank you so much.
Holy.
Where'd
hey,
Oliver go, guys?
Mr. Johnson?
there he is.
Does an
hold
armed...
on. Let me gather myself here.
I know that was a big one, Your Honor.
Doing great, Oliver. Doing great.
There you go. Stand right by the L, Slacks. Perfect. Yeah, go take that with you. Hey, Slacks just arrested this man for no reason.
That's crazy.
What the
Arresting
hell?
Xavier is crazy.
What the?
Integrity. Integrity.
I was trying to pick up.
That's what they did to me. That's what they did to me.
Front cuffing.
All right. Well, don't remember Heary, man. Heary, you said it yourself. All right. I've gathered myself. I've drank my water. You may proceed with your cross.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson, I mean, you would agree with me that an armed person presents a threat to officer
hold
safety?
on.
Objection scope.
Why are you looking at Mr. K?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that, Your
I
Honor?
feel very
Why were you looking at
uncomfortable
Mr.
and
K?
threatened.
Address the witness and the witness only.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was just looking at a guilty man, is all.
Your Honor!
Wow! Objection, Your Honor! Innocent until proven guilty. Violation of due process.
Objection.
What the fuck?
Terrible joke.
Jesus Christ, man.
Ridiculous. This is very serious. Someone's life's on the fucking line here.
Let me make it clear to you, Mr. Hall.
Yes, Your Honor?
Objection on a banter.
What? Who are? Calm down. Who are you?
Who are you? Yeah, who is? Anyone know this guy?
Let me run my court, man. Thank you, Mr. Hall. You, as a counselor,
Slacks has been
are
getting
to
hoed
refer
this
to
whole
the
time.
witness and the witness only, and me. That is it. You are not to address so much as to address any other person in this room. That is what you are understanding as a member of the Bar Association.
Yes, absolutely, Your Honor. I just want to clarify. I may have been looking in this direction, but I was also testing out the acoustics. I mean, I was addressing the witness with my question.
We don't need an audio
you were
engineer.
not.
Your Honor, I would like to motion to enter Oliver Hall under oath to answer this question, as I do not find his statement to be credible.
You okay, Slacks?
We are going to proceed, Mr. Hall. I do not want to see that ever again. Okay.
Oh, certainly, Your Honor.
As someone who is a counselor of this, you should be well informed.
He's a council
that
member.
You are to be addressing the witness.
No,
and
no,
me.
no. Counsel.
That is all you can
a
do
counselor,
on the floor.
like
So if you are asking a question
we're
on
referred to
the
as
floor,
counselors in the
you are
courtroom,
to
like
address
counselor,
only the
thoroughbred,
people on the
etc.
floor.
Okay.
Noted.
Absolutely,
Refer to
Your
a
Honor.
lawyer.
That is, of course, noted.
You may continue with your questioning.
Oh, fuck.
All right, what was the answer to that question, Mr. Johnson?
I'm also. I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest right now, Your Honor. I'm going to motion to dismiss with prejudice based on obvious malicious prosecution based on Oliver Hall's statements.
I'd like to also fire a bar complaint against Oliver Hall as well, Your Honor.
Yeah, is Lance Moulton here?
Lance?
Rami? Hey, Rami?
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry.
You are one away. You are one
All
away.
right, sir. Of course, sir. Yes, sir.
Keep it in check. All right. To the motion, rebuttal.
Yeah, again, saying that the defendant is guilty is sort of the point of this trial, so I don't know how that's malicious prosecution. It would only be malicious prosecution if we were proceeding with this trial without probable cause, when there is probable cause. The gun was found on its person. So,
objection.
again,
He's calling
I'm
for a
not
legal
entirely sure.
conclusion on what malicious prosecution is when that's your job, Your Honor.
I think he thinks he's
Sorry,
the judge,
I'm rebutting.
Your
I'm
Honor.
not quite sure why I'm being interrupted, to be honest with you.
Your Honor, I
But,
think he's confused
again,
with his position.
Sorry, I think I was still talking.
Mr. K, you are also one away.
Sorry,
Do
I
not
bad
talk.
hearing. I couldn't hear him still talking, Your Honor. My bad.
Okay. Refocus your hearing. Get that hearing aid something. And you need to get it together. All right.
Well, I would like to
please
get you
continue
medical,
with
but
your
it's
rebuttal
probably
since
going to
you
be
said you weren't
interrupted.
finished.
Certainly. The defense is just grasping at straws. There is no legitimate basis for this motion to dismiss, so it should be denied.
Rebuttal for that.
Just look at the tweets that are going off right now.
Malton, glad you're here, Malton.
Jesus Christ.
Rebuttal for Miss Siobhan.
Sorry, I didn't hear. Can you say it again? Sorry, I didn't hear because Lance was talking and I got distracted.
Lance.
What was it?
You may continue. Yes, please with your rebuttal to the motion, Counselor Howell.
Oh, that was it, Your Honor. I was just saying.
Can you repeat it again for Mr. Vaughn?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There is no legitimate basis for this motion. The defense is just grasping at straws, so the motion should be denied.
Wow. Okay. Defense is not grasping at straws. Defense is doing its job of ensuring due process, Your Honor, is being followed, and calling a man who is innocent until proven guilty quite literally flies in the face of everything about the judicial process and displays obvious bias.
Do you want me to respond to that, Your Honor?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and rule as this being more of a heat of passion moment. Mr. Hall, I'm going to need you to try to remain professional in this court as much as possible. I understand that you have, you have moments. It's okay to have moments, but I am going to call you out on those moments. It's just the same as I will call Siobhan out on those moments. So please refrain from directing your attention away from anybody other than me and the witness. Okay.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Siobhan, that motion is not going to be heard.
Thank you, Your Honor.
But I again want to make it a strong note that both parties are only to be referring to me and the witness that they have called upon. Noted.
Certainly, Your Honor. Absolutely. I just want to say that I wouldn't dare, and I actually would ask that you keep me honest here. I mean,
I like this.
Our side's the one with integrity is all. All right, so Mr. Johnson, would you like me to repeat that question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, certainly. Would you agree with me that an individual that's armed presents a danger to officers?
No.
You wouldn't agree?
I would not.
Why not?
Just because a person is on doesn't mean they're dangerous.
All right, does an armed person present a potential risk to officer safety?
Objection, speculation. Literally said the word potential.
Well, Your Honor,
Rebuttal.
yeah, I'm not asking the witness to come to a conclusion on any particular facts. I'm just asking him more so hypothetical questions, as the defense has been doing, about whether or not an armed suspect could potentially pose a risk to officer safety.
Final response for me. Keyword, hypothetical.
Yep, you said
Sit
about 3
down,
different
sit
words that
down.
could mean speculative answers. You could rephrase it, just keep it without saying the words could, hypothetical, potential. Any of that could lead to some speculation. All right, that's gonna be sustained, but you can re-ask that question.
Keep on them. You're fucking cooking them. They're cracking. They're cracking under pressure.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Hey, you
don't
did
wanna
the
re-ask
best
that
you
question?
could.
No, that's all right. Thank you, Judge.
No redirect.
Nothing on redirect.
All right, final piece.
Mr. Johnson, you are free to leave at this time. Thank you for your input to the for the hearing today.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
The defense calls Romeo Roman to the stand.
Come on. Come on, Rory. Oh, fuck.
That's my lawyer.
Oh, fuck.
All right, since it's you, Rami, I'm not going to finish
Have
eating
some
this
faith.
pretzel before swearing you in. Raise your left hand, please.
Please speak up too. That's all.
Oh, yeah, speak up, Rami.
Of course.
All right, Rami,
There we
raise
go.
your left hand.
Confident. There's no way Rami screws this up.
Do you swear to tell the
Absolutely
truth,
no way.
do
the
great.
whole truth,
He's gonna do
and
great.
nothing but the truth? So help you, Buddha.
Yes, I do.
All right, you are sworn.
All right.
Right.
Hold on, pause.
Okay.
Before we begin, Mr. Rami.
Yes, Your Honor.
If that chair breaks on you while you're sitting on it like that, you
Shit,
are
I didn't
paying
even
for it.
realize that. Hold on. Sorry, Your Honor. Sorry. What, you saying call me fat, Your Honor, or what?
I did not mention that. That is
He's
to
a fat fuck.
Huh? That's crazy.
It wasn't
Hey,
me.
who said that?
That sounded
I
like
said what I
that
said.
sounded like Taco.
I said what I said.
Mr. Taco,
Yes, sir.
do not find yourself in violation of contempt of court, okay?
Rich beer. Rich beer.
All right.
Your Honor, maybe for the peanut gallery's awareness, could we have what contempt will be starting at today made public for the court's record?
Mm-hmm. If I have to give you more than one warning, or if you continue on past that one warning, let's set the bar at 50 months, $5,000 fine.
50 months, $5,000?
For contempt of course, yes.
Thank you,
if
Your
I
Honor.
have to repetitively deem you in violation, you will be sentenced as such. Fantastic.
For sure. Just,
Stand on business, Your Honor. Does this guy not know how to work a chair, Your Honor?
All right, speak up, Romy. All right.
Okay.
Too close.
All right, sorry. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Did you personally witness the events indicated in Police Report 2026 in evidence?
Yes, I did. Yes, I actually did.
Okay,
Oh,
as your
God.
statement was notoriously absent from the initial police report, can you tell the court what you saw transpire?
Yeah. Me and Mr. K were headed over to the hospital, and we saw.
Objection. Calls for narrative.
Holy fuck.
Rebut.
I'm simply asking for him to tell us what he saw on scene per the report in evidence to clarify exactly what the. You know what? It is narrative. I'm gonna go ahead and rephrase. I'll ask a new question. All right.
All right, sounds good. I do want to mention that I see what's happening. That before we had an objection to narrative that went similar to this. However, I do want to also articulate that because she kind of opened up the scope a little bit by mentioning the report reference before, that it is lying some way of narrative. However, I would have recommended that you would have stopped it at least a little bit later on than what you did. You did kind of do early, which is fine. It is still narrative. It's still calling for a narrative, but you could have let that happen a little bit, let it simmer, see what Rami said, and then cut him off at a point. It's all about using your objections in a way that would benefit you, right? All right. So with that being said, that is going to be sustained. You may rephrase.
Great, thank you, Your Honor. Rami, were you on scene during the events in Police Report 2026?
Yes, I was.
Where were you and Mr. K located during the event?
On scene.
Okay. Were you injured?
Objection. Answer. Vague.
Rebuttal?
Asking if somebody was injured or not is not vague.
Referring to the where were you on scene? Answer. On scene.
Oh, that was already answered too. Too late. That's my rebuttal.
Your Honor, I believe I objected in time for that and motion to strike.
Oh, so we're doing this.
Wait, this is
So we're going-
is this what,
so
is this
are
what we're
we-
doing?
This is pointless.
Also, do you want to catch diarrhea, sir? I recommend that you stand back. I was just
Actually, I don't
was just-
mind. Jokes on you. I like that shit. Wait, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Are we?
Your Honor, motion to strike Rami's last statement.
I didn't want to write that.
I don't want
down.
that on the record. I don't want to think about it.
I said I like that shit.
Yeah, can we remove that?
Sure, I didn't write it
Thank
down.
you.
So are we objecting to the last question, the last answer to the question asked before? Are we
The were
asking
you
to
injured or the one before that? Yeah.
The on scene question was
The
the,
on-scene
directed objection, Your Honor.
Okay, and so what are we? We're objecting to confusing, to vague.
Vague, Your Honor.
Yes, but he can do that. I'll say yes, but the it's not going to be stricken because that's what he said. And I don't find that needing to be stricken from the record at this time. That is going to be sustained. However, it is still going to be put onto the docket past that. So basically, if he said on scene, period.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor. Were you injured on scene?
Yes.
Was Mr. K injured?
Yes.
What did the individuals do to injure yourself or Mr. K?
They shot Mr. K.
Okay. And what happened after Mr. K was injured?
They pointed.
Sorry, to my throat.
They pointed guns at me and tried taking me hostage.
Okay. And are incapacitated people able to stop an individual from rifling through their pockets?
No.
Okay. Let me just double check with my client, Your Honor, and my paralegal. I feel like I still need to ask the question on whether or not they went through your pockets.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, are we gonna ask?
Is there anything
about,
else you think I need to ask?
Should he ask about like him saying shit
Motorcycle?
to the cop? What did he say to the cops? Did he call? Maybe
Okay,
the fact that
yeah.
he did tell them like those people shot him and they didn't. They
Okay,
didn't. He tell them they shot him and they didn't detain him or GSR.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that and then nothing more though. Don't let.
I don't want to open up scope too much. Exactly. Did you see any individuals go through Mr. K's pockets?
Yes.
Okay. When police arrived on scene, did you attempt to tell them what had transpired?
Yes.
How did those attempts go?
I told Johnson that these people were taking me hostage and they robbed him and they were going through Mr. K's pockets. Mr. Johnson then went and tried chasing the people that were on because they were on scene still when the cops arrived and they fled the scene. And then Johnson went to go chase them, and then that's when Slacks and Ruth came on.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So to make it clear,
Yeah.
you remained on scene and tried to report what had transpired
Correct.
to officers and other people
You
fled?
guys are dumb
Yes.
as fuck.
Okay.
He's doing fine. He hasn't said anything yet.
I think we got it. Anything else? We pretty much hit that in the head. All right. No further questions for the
Wait.
witness at this time, Your Honor. We cede to cross.
Okay. Wait.
All right.
What the fuck
Cross.
just happened?
Hey, Mr.
They're gonna try to
Robin,
arrest me
how's it
after
going?
this for that fucking warrant, dude.
Objection, relevance. Scope.
I can't believe. I
told you, gloves off.
Counselor Thoroughbred, you were just going for blood. These people are not even going for blood on you. This is
I
even
know.
like a tit for a tat. This is just
I
for a
know.
tit.
I'm defending my client to the best of my
My life's
ability,
on
Your
the
Honor.
line, Your Honor.
Jesus. All right, whatever. Sustained.
All right. I just
good?
want to clarify a few things. So you gave a statement to law enforcement, did you not?
It loves to lead.
Yes.
All right, and you told him everything that happened, didn't you?
Objection scope. Also asked and answered. Yeah, objection asked and answered because we already discussed that.
Well, Your Honor, I guess I'll go on both of the objections. Asked and answered per party, and we haven't asked him this particular question yet. And scope, he was already asked just in the prior question about the statement he gave to law enforcement, so it would be within scope. And they also asked him about the questioning and the statement that he gave, and asking him if he was if he told law enforcement everything that happened would just be an expansion upon any previous question that was asked. So this particular question hasn't been asked.
You're whispering.
Your Honor, I can't hear you.
Oops, rebuttal.
Rebuttal is that no, in the interest of expediency, given that we generally have a witness limit for cases, so that things do not last 9 million years, I do not find that the idea that asked and answered is per party rather than per witness to be credible or accurate. And I will maintain that objection. I will, however, withdraw the scope one, but I will keep asked and answered in the interest of expediency with which way that we do law in Los Santos.
Okay, I'm actually a fan of that argument. I want to say first,
Damn,
I
she's
am a
spitting.
fan of that argument. We want to try to expedite things as much as possible. This case has already gone on for 2.5 hours, and we still have a couple
You
of
serious?
defendants to go through, or a defense
What?
witness to go through. However, I
There's
do
more?
believe that the scope was already kind of enhanced, even though that was objection. I do believe that it was
Yeah.
enhanced with the prior question.
That's why I withdrew it.
And yeah, and then the asked and answered, I do want to see. So I will overrule it to a certain point. I will give you a cutoff point. How about
Thank
that?
you, Your Honor.
I will
Thank
give
you,
you a
Your
cutoff
Honor.
point for that.
Come on,
So go
Rami.
ahead and ask the question again and then answer.
Sure.
Think,
now,
bro.
Mr.
Use that
Rahman,
brain.
You told law enforcement everything that happened. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And they fully wrote down their statement, did they not?
No.
No.
No. We'll get
No.
into that. I want to ask you, so where were you when the shooting took place?
Objection scope.
Rebuttal.
Yeah, so the questions
He's holding it
that were
down, he's
asked on
holding it
direct
down.
had to do directly with the scene. And the witnesses already testified that he was with the defendant at the time. So asking him where exactly he was when the shooting took place would be within scope.
On scene.
Rebuttal.
Oliver tried to object to this line of questioning before, so I'm really confused as to why he's trying to go down it now. It's really confusing.
I feel uncomfortable, Your Honor.
Thank you for feeling uncomfortable. I'll say I get the argument. I get the argument that's being made. You're trying to get this down on his line of questioning as opposed to any other questioning because he is in direct purview. You want it to get straight to the source. I am going to overrule because I also want to get down to the source. And I do think the scope was opened a little bit when he did talk about shooting of K. Was he injured himself? Was who else was shot? Him saying K. That was
Sorry, he's got
answered in the
this. It's all right.
previous scope. And
Hey,
we
we
are
ain't got
treating
shit to
this as
hide.
a per witness thing, not a per party thing. So I will open up the scope a little bit and allow this.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep,
Your
no
Honor,
problem.
you need to repeat that question for you, sir?
Yeah.
Certainly. Where were you when the shooting took place?
On scene.
Where on scene?
Why were you on scene? Damn it! Sorry.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, where on scene?
In the car, just say it. Fuck it.
In front of the house.
Okay, and how did you get there?
Of a car.
All right, what car did you drive there in?
He wasn't driving.
I don't recall actually.
All right, were you ever in that red vehicle on scene?
I don't remember.
Okay, and how did the defendant get there?
Car.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm actually going to object on confusing when he says there. Where is he referring to now?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, what does he mean? Get there? Where? Like the red car? Another car? What car? I'm
I don't
confused.
need
He
to
said
hear
he doesn't
arguments for
remember
this.
what car.
You can clarify this. I don't need to hear arguments that will be sustained. Just tell me where.
How did the defendant get to the scene?
Car.
In a car?
Which car?
I don't remember. We were in a car. I don't fucking remember.
You were in a car? Did you drive there with the defendant?
No, he wasn't driving.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, did you
Promise.
drive there with the defendant?
No, I did not drive.
There you go.
Okay. All right. And so you were in front of the house when the shooting happened, is that
All
right?
right, I know he's allowed to lead, Your Honor, but I'm going to object that he has not asked a single question that is not leading.
Your Honor, I can ask all the leading questions I want, is my rebuttal.
Who said that? Rebuttal?
Literally, it is every single
Relax,
question.
we're good
leading,
still. We're still good.
leading. It is mind numbing. Also,
I
I'll throw in one more objection.
He hasn't said shit yet.
He's being argumentative.
I'll tend to agree with the leading. We say that you can lead and cross, yes. However, can means that you also have the ability to get objected upon it. And you have asked a total of 10.
Can he lose his bar license? Because he's not on trial. He's just a fucking witness.
You asked a lot of questions that were pretty much leading, which I understand where you're trying to get to.
And I
Let's
was
try to
driving
cut
the
it off
stolen
at some
car.
point. Let's try to make it a more roundabout question, okay, as related to scope. So I understand what you're going for. You answered a lot. You got a lot there already. I'm going to cut you off there. That is going to be
Yeah, certainly. I'm happy to move on. What's your relationship with the defendant?
One of my clients.
Objection, relevance.
Rebuttal.
Relevance.
Also
certainly.
scope. Sorry, I'm gonna say relevance and scope. Sorry, apologies. I mean,
I don't need
just
to hear
wanted
an
get in
argument
both
on scope. That
Yeah,
was
you're
not
right.
asked in the
Yeah, this ending here is fucking.
in the direct questioning.
I'm sorry. Would you like me to respond, Your Honor? I'm sorry. I didn't quite
No.
understand.
I don't need to hear anything about that. That was not in scope. Period. Nothing about relationships between individuals were asked in the direct. If you wanted to ask that question, you should have called him as a witness.
Yeah, bitch ass.
Okay, certainly, Your Honor. All right,
and let me say this: if you can find another way to get there, try to do that, because I assume that you had a major part of your questioning as it relates to that. However, I suggest that you try to get somewhere with that if you are still trying to go
Yeah,
down
certainly.
that path.
All right. Did you see the defendant get shot?
Yes, I did.
All right. How did you feel once he got shot?
What does that matter?
Scared for my life.
Good answer.
All right. Were you upset that he was shot?
Objection, relevance.
Rebuttal.
Yeah, certainly, Your Honor. I'm getting at the witness's feelings and relationship to the defendant. So asking him his response to how the defendant was shot certainly is relevant in respect to the witness's credibility, which is what I'm getting at.
Wow, I'm gonna add an scope objection then.
Well, you want me to respond, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly within scope. The questions that I just asked laid a proper foundation to expand the scope, and asking him a question about the scene and how he felt about the scene, experiencing it, is within scope.
One final response. Facts don't care about feelings.
And that's facts, Your Honor.
That is
undead
facts.
Stilio.
However, feelings can care about facts, or feelings are relevant to facts. When we're talking about the statute of mens rea specifically, about motive, about questioning why somebody did something, that is all about feeling. That is pretty relevant here. And I think the scope was broadened when he
Motherfucker
asked,
speaking gibberish to
for
me.
the
I don't know
prior
what he's
question,
saying.
which wasn't argumented to, or which wasn't objected to, which he asked how did he feel about the defendant being shot. I feel like this is a great opening for him to open to what was objected before, and I'm going to allow it.
All right, I'm gonna throw in one more objection then.
Okay.
Compound question.
How did you feel about the defendant getting shot? I don't think that's a compound question, Your Honor.
Oh shit, you guys actually right. I misheard what he
Okay.
said initially. That was my bad. I'm gonna withdraw.
That is the first time I've heard compound question in this case, and I've heard maybe about
So many.
10?
I got away with so many.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that is going to be overruled. You may ask him the question again.
All right, do you need me to repeat that for you, Mr. Aram? Of
course.
Certainly. How did you feel about the defendant getting shot?
Well, like any normal human being, you see somebody get shot, you get scared for your life and fearful.
Were you upset that he got shot?
Yeah. Anybody who gets shot, if you take joy in that, you're a fucking psychopath.
Okay.
Facts.
And were you upset because of the relationship you had with the defendant?
Whoa, okay, at this point I am going to again I'm gonna object on scope and relevance. Also badgering.
Rebuttal?
Yeah, I think it was scope, relevance, and badgering. I don't know how that's badgering. Asking him if he was upset because of his relationship with the defendant. I don't know how that's badgering. I'm not being abrasive with this witness. I'm trying to understand his point of view. As to relevance, again, the credibility of this witness is inherently relevant in this matter. And his relationship, particularly as the attorney of the defendant, of course, lends
No, I'm
some
not going up
question
on
to
the
his
stand.
credibility.
Especially after
which
this,
is what
they're
I'm
gonna just
getting
be
at here.
fucking like.
Wow.
Scope has been opened.
Rami, wait 1 second.
And the scope has been opened because I'm asking him questions related to how he felt about
I don't
the
need to go on
defendant,
the stand.
and again, expanding into his relationship and why that relationship affects his feelings for the defendant getting shot is within scope.
All right, I got one response, Your Honor, just one. All right. Rami is a certified member of the Bar Association, and he is not on trial here. If Mr. Hall wants to proceed down
Wait,
this
they can
line
call
of
me out?
questioning, and try to fuck over, sorry for my language, Your Honor, try to screw over another member of the Bar Association to destroy their credibility on the stand, then we might as well not have lawyers in Los Santos, and then this is highly prejudicial. There's no standing for it, and it's
What
also
she said.
just unprofessional.
Yep, that's fact, and that's facts, Your Honor.
Can I respond, Your Honor? There is another
He
objection.
treated
in there,
me
the
the same way
prejudice.
he treated Murphy, Your Honor.
Oh, damn.
Go ahead. Go ahead and respond.
Thank you.
Murphy.
Yeah. So as far as the defendant's, or the witness's career, rather, asking him questions about, again, whether or not he is credible based on his relationship to the defendant, that's not going to inherently destroy his career. But, working and being employed by the defendant would certainly be motive to lie for him on the stand. Now, we're not at that point.
Wow!
I'm
Here we
sorry.
go
Well, we're
again.
going to
Here
get
we
to
go
that,
again,
sir.
Your
And
Honor,
there's
with
a
the
pending
guilty stuff.
objection.
The lying stuff.
But,
No,
as I
you
was
already
saying-
objected to it. She already objected to it, and it got sustained.
As I'm saying, the relationship between the witness and the defendant, again, being an attorney-client, is definitely relevant to his credibility, and that's what I'm getting at.
So you're
Alright,
trying to
there's no
discredit me
okay,
on trial.
and this
Literally
point-
exactly what
at
she just
this-
said.
Rami.
Oh, Your Honor,
Rami.
my integrity and my job here is at risk, Your Honor. I'm not going to
Integrity.
sit here and sit here and have
You idiot.
Flax's lapdog come at me and try to question my integrity.
Hey, Rami, answer me this. When we were just talking about, you just referred to Slacks, actually. When Slacks was up on the stand and we were talking about his credibility, he said hero, whatever. Was that ever put into question? Did he need to respond to that? Did he need to respond to that personally?
I'm gonna be real. I don't know what the hell you just asked me.
When he was talking about his integrity and that he was being not gonna lie, he was being laughed at for what he said about his integrity and his honesty and all that. Did he feel the need to clarify upon that?
Yes, he needed to because he's on the prosecution. I'm a victim in this situation as well.
I'm just going to point out this time, Your
But
Honor,
you're
that
not.
Rami is a witness. He is not a defendant in this matter.
This is a victim statement as well as a witness statement, Your Honor.
What I'm trying to get to is that neither people were on trial, so neither comments needed to be heard. So I'm going to put it into the same purview as how we treated Slacks is how we're going to treat you, Mr. Rami. I'm a fan of everybody getting the same treatment. If Slacks got laughed at for his hero or whatever, we're going to laugh at you for your credibility of the bar. However, that does not respond
alright.
to the objections being
That's fair.
stated. Relevance, we had like 4 different objections. Give me a second. Relevance, overruled. Scope, overruled. Prejudice, this is the one I'm going to focus on. Prejudice, I do agree with Counselor Thoroughbred.
Thank you.
Rami's not the one on trial here. We're not subjected to putting his credibility under any stand view here. I do see where Mr. Hall is coming from. However, I do not think it's sufficient enough at this time.
Good.
I think not only was he, again, this was not direct questioning. This is not put into his direct questioning. This was cross as it relates to the questions that were asked beforehand by Mrs. Thoroughbred. Sorry. I'm always
It's okay.
gonna say
It's
that.
okay. It's okay. You'll get used to it. I
Yeah.
still fuck up sometimes too, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yeah, by Miss Thoroughbred. I do not think that at this point we need to go any further with that. If you wanted to ask that line of questioning, you should have done so and called upon him as a witness. So I'm going to sustain that objection.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Those types of questions will not be asked.
Yeah, I'm happy to move on, Your Honor. Yeah, so let's clarify a little bit. You said that you saw some things like these individuals trying to kidnap you, search the defendant and put something on him. Where was the defendant at that point?
In the car.
That was like 5 questions. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, where was the defendant located when these kidnappers were
just
rummaging
sweating,
through his
bro.
pockets?
In the car.
There you go. There you go.
He was in the car, and was he in the driver's seat?
Yeah,
Don't remember.
that's fine.
Okay, and where? First off, can you describe the individual that was rummaging?
Don't recall.
Yeah, it was
Jaeger.
Jaeger, Mary Mushkin, actually Barry Svensson, and then 3 other masked individuals.
What, did all of them do it, or was it one individual rummaging?
Hard to see. There's a lot going on.
I don't know the one that was rummaging.
There you go.
They split up and kidnapping me and going through Mr. K's pockets.
Okay, and
was
where
a
were
group
you at
collective
that
effort.
point?
I was getting taken hostage.
Okay, where on the scene were you getting taken hostage?
I had a gun pointed to me, and I was out on the sidewalk and getting escorted into their car.
Okay, so you were facing away from the red
No.
vehicle.
What?
Objection, Your Honor. Mischaracterization of testimony.
We don't have necks that can turn.
I don't
Does
need
this,
to hear
does this
about
guy not
that.
know how a neck
That's-
works? You can turn your head.
I just don't like that line of questioning. That's going to be sustained just because I don't
What
like that.
the?
You had a fly on your back. I had to take
Mickey just saved my life.
Are
Sorry,
you
Your
okay?
Honor. I'm okay.
All right. Mickey, don't punch her. It's
Or if you
almost
got
her
chips
mouth.
on you?
All right, yeah, I don't like that questioning. Just try to do it a little better. I know what you're going for. Try to do it better.
Yeah, I certainly can try, Your Honor.
Try your best.
So, Mr. Araman, if you can clarify, what individual was holding you up?
I'm gonna hit you once back, Mickey.
I don't recall.
You just asked me
Okay.
the same question. I already told you.
But not now.
But can you repeat your answer?
Yeah, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, what specific individual,
It was a
you
group
can
effort.
describe him, was holding you up?
Objection,
Asked
Your
an
Honor.
answer.
Asked and
It was a group
answered.
effort.
Rebuttal.
Well, the witness's testimony was that the 3 individuals were all splitting up, doing their own sort of thing on the scene. So asking him specifically who was holding him
I
hostage
said there were 6.
is not a question that's already been asked.
I'm gonna object on his rebuttal, that mischaracterization of testimony. He said there were 6 individuals, 3 he could name, 3 who were in masks. I thought it was very clear from his testimony.
Okay. I agree with Miss Thoroughbred on that notion, as that he specifically said Jaeger, Barry, Mary, and that 3 other were masked. However, I do want to hear this specifically, and I don't think it was a mischaracterization of evidence or it was asked and answered that
Alright.
any individual specifically was holding him up. So I'm going
Thank
to
you, Your Honor.
please answer the question.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You asked the question again?
Yeah, I'm happy to. What specific individual? Please provide a
He said it
description
was a group
of
effort.
the individual that was holding a gun to you.
Masked individual.
Mary Mushkin and Jaeger or Kane Larp, whatever his name is.
Okay.
And they
Alright.
weren't masked.
Wait,
Okay,
what?
I getcha. And so while that was happening, I guess I just want to clarify. So, where was the individual rummaging through the defendant's pockets positioned?
Front door of the
At
car.
the car.
Were they inside the car?
Oliver is helping our case. I'm just gonna let this line of question happen.
I don't recall actually, but yeah, they were on him and they were going through his pockets, rummaging through his pockets.
So you can't recall where they were rummaging from. Is that right?
Objection, Your Honor. Weird.
Bro.
Their objection. Let's keep the mechanics to Mosley's.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and say weird.
I was waiting for that one.
Yeah. Let's try to keep the rummaging to what we can see. Okay.
No, listen, I hear you, Honor. I'm just trying to figure out where the person was and exactly who they
We've
were.
already established that 5 times.
Your
already.
Honor, I don't believe objection weird is on the list of sheet of objection I got. Can you tell me what that is?
Weird is what happens when we find something that we don't like, that we just get a little too.
That's a judicial
Oh, I see.
objection.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Honor.
You're welcome. All right. Yeah, you
Come
can
on,
rephrase
Ramos.
that though. I think you can rephrase that, and you can make it into a not weird argumentation. But that one specifically is going to be weird.
Okay, certainly, Your Honor. So, Mr. Araman, all right, so what happened? Let me get this straight, if I'm understanding you correctly.
You seem confused a lot.
I appreciate that commentary. Why did the kidnapping fail?
Because Johnson showed up.
Because the cops.
Objections.
Yeah, like what?
Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna object on speculation. How can he know what the kidnapper's mindset was? He was not a kidnapper,
Well, Johnson showed
and why
up,
they made the
whatever.
decisions they made.
Your Honor, I'm not asking him to delve into the mind of any of the kidnappers. I'm asking him, based on what he observed, why the kidnapping failed. I mean, he can. Again, he was a witness to this. He saw exactly what happened. So
Bro,
he
can we
can
get through this?
testify to why they stopped kidnapping him and what they did instead.
Objection. Ramiel Raman is not an expert kidnapper. Therefore, he would not necessarily know whether someone was successful or not, or why a kidnapper would stop kidnapping.
I'm gonna second that motion.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, no,
I-
I'm getting
I-
fucking
I tend
chased
to
after this
agree.
by the
I feel like
cops.
there's a lot
They already
of,
set up a whole
factors
fucking
that
ambush for me
contribute to,
after this for the warrant.
A kidnapping failing. That's irregardless of Mr. Rami's input upon it.
There you go,
There
Your
could be a lot of factors here. We're
Let's
not
get
going to
this
answer
shit
to
going,
one
man.
specific one for Mr. Rami, so that's going to be sustained.
1 second, Your Honor.
Good one.
You got anything?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Mr. Rami, how did you know you were being kidnapped?
What?
Well, when you have guns to your head telling you to get out of the car and put your hands up, you're being kidnapped and telling you, and I got told to go towards the car or the motorcycle. I'm sorry, to get on the bike.
Did these people take anything from you?
No,
Were you injured at this scene?
yes, I was.
How were you injured?
I was injured emotionally. Seeing another guy get shot right in front of me, it did something to me.
No, dude.
You know, it's.
I don't know if that's good.
I think if you see somebody get shot right in front of
This is
you,
the point the other
you
guy
know,
was trying to prove,
You feel
no?
a certain way, and you know, you get traumatized. You know.
Did you attempt to defend yourself?
Okay, it's
I
not
had
that
no
bad.
chance to defend myself. I had guns to my head. I stated for the 55th time.
Were you armed at all?
So can you look on your police report and see if I had anything on me?
Yeah, stand on business, Rami.
Okay, you stated Mr. K was shot. Did Mr. K attempt to defend himself?
Oh, shot in the head.
Well, once again,
I'm actually going to object on scope here because we didn't discuss that at all, and stand your ground has not been invoked at all. I'm also going to object on relevance. Also, GSR negative.
Rebuttal.
Rebuttal. You can defend yourself with your fists, a melee weapon, kicking, punching.
objection, Your Honor. I value my life.
Yeah, that's what I'll. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Rami.
Go ahead if you had anything else to say to rebuttal.
Well, I was gonna say to that effect. I mean, Mr. Rami stated this was an emotional situation. You know, judgment can get clouded in that type of thought process, Your Honor.
I'm just gonna
Damn,
object on
Rami.
weird.
The hell is she
Are you that? Are you emotional?
Wait, what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what the hell she'd be saying sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just objecting on
She
weird
just be
right
saying
now.
shit just to say shit sometimes. You know what I mean?
I'm not even
Objection,
consider-
yapping,
I'm
Your
not-
Honor.
Good to listen.
Literally.
I'm not going to consider the weird. Nah, no. That's going to be sustained. Well, because you're asking if the defendant had anything to defend himself, correct?
If the defendant attempted to defend himself during this incident at this quote unquote scene.
And what was the objection again?
Based on the testimony we've already heard provided, where there are guns to people's heads, and Mr. K has already been shot, right? I'm doing an objection weird. I'm also gonna add doing one more objection. I'm gonna say more prejudicial than probative. There's literally been no stand, and also relevance. There's been no stand your ground invoked here. There's
does that
literally
even
no evidence
matter?
to back this up. It lacks foundation. Oh, throwing lacks foundation too.
Congratulations, guys. To the bank. Go get that $100,000.
Okay, I think we have a bit of a timeline confusion here. I think you need to back up your timeline a little bit, counselor. I'll Clark Control. Say it again.
My name is Contralto, Your Honor.
Contralto, thank you. I think you can back it up a little bit because I think the confusion is on what is the timeline, when did this happen, and I think we're jumping in between timeline a little bit. I think you went from talking about when Rami got kidnapped, and then you're backing up to when Mr. K was able to defend himself. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and I think you can do that in a different line of questioning. I think again, if you wanted to do that, I think you might have been able to call him up as a witness for your part of the trial. However, that is not anything related to the scope. When we deal with that timeline jump, the scope sort of differs, and now it's differing to questions that have not been heard before, as by the defense's direct line of questioning. So that's going to be sustained on scope specifically.
Okay, Mr. Rami, how did Mr. K get inside the car?
By opening the door.
So Mr. K got inside the car himself?
When you got originally in the car, yeah, you open the door to a car, you hit the knob, and then you get in the seat.
Was this
Okay, I'm just gonna object on
going?
vague and confusing because it's obvious it's not clear to what incident the counselor is asking about now.
Actually, Your Honor, we're referring to the quote-unquote scene.
Well, you put
the
that in your
witness,
sentence when you question me.
I did. The witness testified to, and the car that was mentioned by the witness.
You never said it on scene. How did Mr. K get in the car? You asked me, how did Mr. K get into a car?
I got it, Rami.
What?
I got it.
Is
Damn,
happening?
You're
Sorry.
really giving me no choice, man.
All right, go ahead.
Romy, calm down.
give me a
I'm
5K,
instructing.
fine.
I'm gonna instruct my
Cool.
witness to just the defense's witness to just calm down so we do not get a contempt. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No, I think it's far too late now.
Okay.
Rami, you will be receiving a contempt of court for 50
no
months,
problem.
$5,000 fine.
50 months?
50 months,
bro. I know.
I'll take care of it, Your Honor, afterwards. No problem.
Thank you. Your input was needed as well. Let me say to
Oh,
You guys
Counselor-
are fucking right,
minutes.
dude. I shouldn't have fucking.
50 federal time.
Thank you. 50 federals. Let me say to you, Counselor, that I do see where you're going for. I'm just going to be blunt as possible. Please put the timeline before the questions because we are getting very confused on where you're talking about. We don't know if you're talking about before the scene, during the scene, after the scene. When I need you to be a little bit more specific as to the time in which you're specifying to for the question, okay? Because there could be several points in which you can get out in and out of the car. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who's that?
Thank you. Be more specific.
Oliver's doing
That's
such a good job helping our case.
Mr. Rami,
He's been
at the
helping our
scene,
case
at
this
the
whole
point in
time. I think I
time,
should pay him.
when the kidnapping initiated, in your words, or started, let's say, the vehicle that Mr. K was found inside.
Yeah.
How did Mr. K get inside that vehicle?
Got put into the car.
Who put him into that car?
Guys that shot him after they fucking robbed him.
Was it one specific person from this group or multiple?
For the 45th time, they were all kidnapping me and shooting and going through K's pockets.
Was Mr. K incapacitated when they put him in the vehicle?
Okay, I'm gonna object on asked and answered.
Yeah, no, that was specifically in the direct line of questioning is what I'm reading here. It was asked. So yeah.
The one about Mr. K being incapacitated when he was put in, Your Honor? Specifically, yeah. Okay. Do you know why Mr. K was placed in the driver's seat?
Objection, speculation. He's not going to be able to answer as to why other people took their actions. He is literally not the correct person to ask this question to.
There's another word, I think, for the objection that you're trying to say.
Yeah, there is, but I just slip of the tongue. It's somewhere there. It's not. I'm speculation for now. I'm gonna try to think of the other one really fast.
Please think of it. That is going to be overruled.
Okay, it's Can you ask the question one more time?
The question was Mr. K incapacitated when he was put in the vehicle? And then that was followed up with why?
Do you know why he was put into the vehicle?
Yeah, why he was put into the driver's seat, correct.
Does he know why he was put in? Does he know why the kidnappers put him into the driver's seat?
Yes,
I'm going to go back to the objection of a layperson. He is not an expert kidnapper. He would not know why kidnappers did stuff.
Your Honor.
Also, I'm going to object on weird for reasons that I think Your Honor should know.
I don't care about the weird in that sense.
Okay.
Your Honor, I would rebut with he knew to the extent that they were being kidnapped. I'd like to know if he knows why he was placed into the driver's seat.
Okay, then I will, I'm gonna object on hearsay as to whoever did that not being here.
Don't
I did it!
Don't need
I
to hear
found
the
it!
argument. Yes, hearsay is the correct objection. And
Sorry,
that is gonna
I'm
be
out of
sustained.
practice, Your Honor. Thank you for your patience and kindness.
Yep, so hearsay is going to be you're asking him what he knows why another person did something. That is hearsay.
Okay. Mr. Rami, at this point in time when Mr. K was placed into the vehicle, did any of these kidnappers attempt to get into that same vehicle?
All right, I'm gonna object on scope.
What the fuck are we even talking about right now?
Rebuttal. The scope was just opened up through my questioning right here, and we're just adding the foundation to that.
I'll give it to her. Overruled.
All right.
You repeat it?
At this point in time in the scene, we were going through the questioning. Mr. K was incapacitated, placed in the vehicle. Did any of these kidnappers you mentioned attempt to get into that same vehicle?
I don't understand what they're trying to
I was
prove.
getting taken hostage.
Were you looking away from the vehicle?
Any lawyers in chat? What's going on here, dude?
Objection relevance?
I'll withdraw and I'll re-ask. Mr. Rami, is there any specific reason you would not recall?
Objection? Badgering the witness?
Rebuttal. What are you trying to get at with this question?
Well, I'm asking if any of the kidnappers attempted to get into the
hopefully the
vehicle
judge just fucking
that
moves this
Mr.
on.
K was placed in the driver's seat of. They're going with the line of answers that this was a kidnapping. I think it's within reason to figure out if they were then going to try and get into the vehicle and transport the vehicle or something to that
What is
effect.
going
Your Honor.
on? What the fuck? Your Honor, I'm just lost at this point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in an asked and answered objection too.
Are we in two
Sorry.
different court cases?
And Your Honor, so what I'm saying is, he's
Is this
saying
interrogation?
he doesn't recall if anyone tried to get into that vehicle. And I'm asking, is there a reason you didn't recall? Maybe he was forced to turn around, for example, Your Honor.
All right, and I'm gonna keep my objection on asked and answered. He had already stated that he was being kidnapped at that point in time, which includes a whole host of myriad of things that are occurring during a kidnapping, which he's already spoken to about the gun to his head, etc. As Your Honor stated, emotions may be high, etc.
Rebuttal. And as prosecution, we're trying to narrow down exactly what that is.
This is an appeal.
Okay, I'm done with this. I don't think that frankly, to be honest, I don't think the question needs to be asked. And the argument is becoming a little unnecessary. I got your previous question. Your previous question makes sense. Asking why somebody does not recall would not do you any favors. So I'm going to sustain.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Rami, you mentioned arriving at this scene in a vehicle. Did this vehicle you arrived in remain on scene?
I'm gonna object on scope.
Rebuttal. I believe that's wholly in scope, as the question came about, Your Honor.
Dude, I'm gonna
What vehicle did he get there with? He says he doesn't recall a car. Perhaps he recalls if the car that he doesn't recall which car at least remained on scene.
All right, I'm gonna add an relevance objection because we're here for criminal possession of a government-issued firearm, no additional charges. So I'm gonna add the relevance objection. I don't
more
see which
arguments.
vehicle being important.
No more arguments. Let me think.
Okay, thank you. I'll be quiet.
Or if you have a cigarette,
Yeah, for real. Holy shit.
Yeah.
you got one, please. Holy.
Okay. I do think that the scope of this was brought in a little bit with the prosecution's cross. They specifically, when they were talking, when Mr. Hall was talking about which car was it in the red car, which led to a lot of do not recall there. To be exact, we have about 7 times that I have on record in which Rami has said do not recall. Yeah. We're going to deal with that later. I think it's still relevant to know in pertainance to this court, just to have any timeline set up with these cars, because there are so many talk about cars within this questioning alone, that I think at this point we're just going to let prosecution get a little bit of leeway. So I'm going to overrule it.
Okay. Can I ask concessions? If I don't have food after being smacked,
Dude,
I'm gonna pass out.
I don't even know what the fuck
All right.
the point
Please
is.
ask the
Thank
question
you.
again, exactly how you
please.
asked it. Okay.
There you go. I'm gonna give you some backup.
Mr. Rami, you mentioned arriving on the scene with a vehicle. Do you know if the vehicle remained on scene anywhere within that scene?
Oh my.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
gonna-
gonna clear.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Dude, this
Holy
is
fuck,
turning into
Your
the
Honor,
fucking
please.
dumbest case ever.
The vehicle that you arrived on scene with, she's asking you, did that vehicle remain on scene? It was the vehicle that you arrived
I don't
in,
know.
stayed
I don't
on
know
scene.
if a tow truck driver came in and cleared it up. I have no idea. You're what?
Yeah, I'm just gonna object on speculation, but that you already got that. Objection withdrawn.
Eating food, man.
Mr. Rami. Did kidnappers ever attempt to get you inside of any vehicle?
Isn't this shit asked?
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question? I was really trying my best to listen, but for some reason my brain tuned it out. I have an auditory processing disorder. Please don't be ableist.
Am I having deja vu?
Can you repeat the question,
Please repeat the
Counselor?
question.
Chat, am I
If
tripping or the
kidnappers
same
attempted
questions have
to
been
get
being asked
Mr.
for the
Rami
past
inside
20
of any
minutes?
vehicle during the kidnapping?
All right, I'm gonna object on asked and answered, and he quite literally testified to this under direct.
Yes, he did.
Okay, I'll withdraw that, Your Honor.
Yeah, they have. See?
If you could just give me 1 minute, Your Honor, please.
Yep,
the same-
go ahead.
Sure. Why are they asking the same questions over and
This
over?
is crazy.
Because they are grasping at straws, just like they accused us of doing, because they know that
Need
they
a cigarette,
fumbled this with
Your
us for
Honor?
a testimony
I don't even know what
earlier,
has happened
and
at
they
this
are
point.
I got
grasping.
my
This is so
rejuvenation
confusing.
Right here.
Fuck yeah.
Mr.
I'm
Ken, I'm not
disassociated.
putting you on the stand. It doesn't need to be done.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I'm like,
Am I on
I'm like
trial
2
or
minutes,
what's going on here?
like 2 minutes away from asking Rami to Yu-Gi-Oh duel me right now. Okay, like,
Dude,
Yu-Gi-Oh, really? Not Magic the Gathering? Yu-Gi-Oh, for real?
yeah. Oh,
Okay, all right.
Magic the Gathering doesn't have Exodia or Blue Eyes White Dragon.
But they
Oh,
have
classics.
the Lord of the Rings set, which has Tom Bombadil and Goldberry with her fat.
oh shit,
ass.
it's Jonah Hill.
Okay.
The prosecution is done questioning this witness, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything on redirect?
Yeah, I got one. I got something on the redirect. Sorry, give me one sec. Fuck, what was I gonna ask?
Also,
him
how many
earlier?
witnesses do we need to go through?
That's it, right?
This is going to be it, Your Honor. In the interest of expediency, I'm not going to place Mr. K on the stand. He will not be testifying his own defense. He will be invoking his right to remain silent against self-incrimination that is declared under the Arizona versus Miranda, underneath our established case law and the Constitution.
Wow, you said so many words there. Thank you.
I know. Yeah, it all to do. I can't say Fifth Amendment because we
Vinny
don't have
got
a Fifth
jokes.
Amendment. We just have Miranda for the right to remain silent. So you know what I was trying to say.
Vinny got jokes.
Great. Sorry, give me one sec to look at my notes because I had one question.
Is this it?
Okay, just one. Was the car in question that Mr. K was placed into, was that a Sarge, not a Tesla? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Wait,
Just
but he
wanted to clarify that from some other earlier testimony. No additional questions for Mr. Rahman at this time.
Mr. Al Rahman, you may step.
Didn't he say he doesn't recall earlier?
If you would like to serve your contempt of court
whatever,
warrant, you may do so at this time.
Well, can I have served my 50 months in this line of questioning, Your Honor? Because that felt like jail.
No, you are not in prison. I cannot do
Okay.
that. Poor
Your Honor,
Slacks is biting at his legs to try to get to you. Look at
We
him.
will be saving our highlighting of evidence. We will just handle it in closing for expediency.
Fantastic. Can we?
I
Can we
will
go into
send you the
closing
closing.
now?
I think we're good.
Yeah, I'm ready to go into closing, and I will send you a copy of the closing statement for your convenience and
What,
review
did the
for during
cops prove
deliberation
anything?
after.
That's nice of you.
You know, I try my best to help you.
All right,
does,
prosecution.
though.
Are we ready to proceed with closing?
Yeah, we're good to go, Your Honor.
Can you do that same thing? Can you send me your copy of your closing? Is that possible?
I
Well,
think
Your
we're
Honor, I
good
believe
then.
We're gonna submit like a bifurcated closing. I think myself and Trelto may have things to add. I think she might have a written closing, but I don't.
Okay, that's fine.
Your
All right, we are ready to proceed with closing at this time whenever you're ready, counselors.
I'm sorry, can we just have a brief recess before closings?
How long is brief?
Like
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you guys didn't waste our time enough already. Go ahead.
Yo, Vinny, check Twitter.
Not gonna lie, stealing my joke is crazy. Not gonna lie.
That was Taco's
Stealing my
joke.
joke is crazy.
Oh, no.
I was thinking the same thing, but I couldn't remember her
That's
name.
crazy. No credit either. Fucking crazy.
Hold on, I got one. Fuck. Huh? It's easier to take a long time to decide on this, huh? After, probably?
There's not a ton of evidence he's going to have to review, but he is going to consider our motion for fruit of the poisonous tree during deliberation. So that's going to be the thing that might take him a while. I'm anticipating 30 minutes to an hour, which is why I'm been trying to wrap this shit up. And I kept saying in the interest of expediency, while opposing counsel did not get the memo. Like, you can tell when people's attention spans are starting to wane, you know? And there was literally no fucking care for that at all. I say the judge though did a great job with how fucking objection festy I was, because that used to piss me off as a judge, and he did a great job of handling all of them. I don't disagree with any of his objection decisions.
Oh yeah, he's a beautiful guy. Beautiful guy.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes when I object, I know it's going to be overruled. It's just to put the idea in the judge's head. It's a little lawyer room tactic for you.
Hey, if we beat this shit, I get my money back, right?
Uh-huh. Can I
Hey,
have half of it?
Of course.
Okay.
Not. Yes.
Cool. Great.
Anyone got food? Food? Come on, Corn. I know you got food.
I got you.
A lot weird.
We get 2 bags this time, man. They don't do shit. It's like fucking
I
mostly
gotcha.
air these chips.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put this on the desk for you right
What are
here.
you doing, Richard?
Hilarious. My closing argument is going to be kind of long.
We'll give these just in case,
and
too.
it's probably going to be like an
With some
hour
candy
of
bars.
deliberation. Like, he's going to have to look through a lot.
Boys, they're gonna try to arrest me after this, by the way.
So you got- Oh, we know that.
I want a fucking formation escort out of here, tackling anyone that comes near.
Do I get paid for that?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this on the bench right
Corvo, you're fired. You can't even care about that anymore.
And under your documents.
You think I won, Martin?
I've been going in and out, so I honestly don't know. I think it depends on if Jackson. Are you guys going with the
There's a spelling
plan
error
argument
in
or
that.
the
I fixed it
proper
in the
search
actual
argument? That's what I was
contract.
confused about because I've been in and out.
Both. I mean, they never investigated it. We gave them plenty of evidence that I was obviously shot by someone else. We didn't. We were GSR negative. There were shots fired. No gun on us, and they didn't properly. They didn't detain. They questioned other people, but didn't detain, search, frisk, GSR. Anyone.
Defense is ready whenever, Your Honor.
Yeah, I do think it was a bit shoddy, if nothing else. But yeah, I've been like out and in just because people keep fucking pulling me out. So I've been hearing the specifics. I know Oliver's been playing a little fast and loose like he normally has been, though. But Rami over here, 50 months? Is that what I heard, Rami?
No,
Jesus
15. I think he
Christ.
said 15.
50.
Oh, 50
Relax,
or
bro.
50?
It's 50.
15.
No,
15.
that's what I was trying to be.
Chill,
That's what I
chill,
kept
chill.
saying in the interest of expediency,
Cal,
Your
we'll
Honor.
see-
I'm
see
aware that
when
we
you
all
get
have,
out,
you know,
Rami.
time commitments.
Yo, can you be like, hey, like, you know?
Come on,
All
Mr.
right. Can we continue? I am assuming all parties are ready. I'm banging this gavel.
Ready, let's go.
Bang it, Your Honor. Bang that bitch.
All right. I also want to make it known to the courts before we begin to close that we did call upon Mr. Barry Svensson
He said 50.
to be here in the courts, and
50 and
I
5K.
believe they were going to be
Sure
called
it's
on by the
15?
prosecution. Is that correct?
50.
That's right, Your Honor.
All right. And in the interest of the prosecution for his absentist behavior,
Yeah, I hope you heard
he will
15.
be receiving a failure to appear, as noted. What is there any set time on that? Let's see. Yep, I set that
We'll see,
time.
we'll see.
I
Yeah.
set that time. So that's going to be the failure to appear warrant on Barry Svensson will be set at, due to the integrity of
Yo,
this
what?
court and how much presence he was needed for, how many times he was referred to by this court of law, Barry Svensson will be receiving a 100-month and a $7,500.
Their witness that didn't show up.
For a witness that for
Unless
the witness that did
in
not
this
show up.
warrant, you cannot outrun it.
Thank
is
you, Your
endless and has no expiration.
I can literally hear
Thank you, Your Honor.
With
can't
that being
outrun the
said,
court's
we
justice.
shall proceed into closing arguments.
Can we do the same for Officer Ruth?
Oh yeah.
Officer Ruth was not called as a witness.
She was one of the main officers. I'm just saying. Maybe give her 100 months as well.
I will not, but thank you.
Just double
You know best,
checking.
Your Honor.
No,
You
she
know
was
best.
not called as a
Yeah,
witness.
you know best.
All right,
Thank you,
with
Your
that
Honor.
being said, yeah, no problem. We can proceed to closing arguments for the prosecution.
All right, Your Honor, people of the court, I would like to point out some things. Evidence. The evidence shown of Mr. K's possession. We see pistol ammunition. Interesting. Not once during this whole trial did defense make any mention of why the pistol ammunition is there. Mr. K can't legally own a pistol. Is defense going to try to have the judge
Really?
and people
This
of this
is it?
court
This is
believe
what
that a
they were trying to
mysterious
cook up?
pocket raider also included spare bullets to place on Mr. K's pockets? What explanation is there for the spare ammunition? There was no other pistol found on Mr. K, and throughout this whole case, defense has not made any affirmative defense claims suggesting that Mr. K reported any original handgun missing or reported one
She
missing in
flopped.
at least an attempt to explain why he was in possession of this
It's not illegal
ammunition.
to have ammo.
Are we to believe that Mr. K had a non-PD fire on him originally, and after a mysterious rifler planted the gun, while then taking the non-PD gun with similar
I don't normally object, but I'm
compatible
objecting to a
ammunition?
mischaracterization of testimony.
Yeah.
As to what?
Completely.
Yeah, towards the statements of what the defense is trying to say that these bullets just came out of nowhere, and the defense is arguing that he had some sort of civilian firearm, when we all know that that is not the case. That is a complete mischaracterization of testimony and what has occurred and what the defense has done.
Rebuttal.
Rebuttal.
We are simply posing, then what is the explanation for this ammunition?
Why didn't you ask?
In our closing.
Yeah, that's going to be overruled. Not only do I hate objections and closings, but also she's not referencing a testimony as being not the case. She's saying that there was no testimony to begin with.
Oh yeah, for the legal
there was
ammunition. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, for the legal
Yeah, but there's
ammunition.
Yeah,
Mr. K,
legal,
please,
yeah.
please do not start.
We talked about
so that
your
will
pockets
be
being rifled
that
through.
will
I don't
be a overruled at this time.
All right,
And
sorry, Your
also-
Honor. I normally
sorry.
hate doing objections during closing. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I felt the need to. I will try to not do it if I
You're
can.
fine. It's allowed. It's more so allowed in the closing
It's
than the
BM.
opening, but
It's BM though.
it is BM.
I'm sorry for being BM. I apologize, Counselor Contralto.
Please continue.
So, this mysterious rifler decided to include ammo. But why the need? If, quote, setting Mr. K up,
I was
or,
GSR negative. What a dumb
the
argument.
premise of setting Mr. K up, as the statement of probable cause may have suggested, was the goal. All one would have to have done is throw the PD Glock into his pockets and dip. Your Honor and the court, we simply cannot believe this. No explanation was made to account for this. And that is why the prosecution has saved this for the closing. Defense had every opportunity to do so and bring up this line of questioning, nor
really
was
did
there
not need to
any
be done.
narrative
It's on
to
them to
explain this situation I've just provided. They simply want everyone to believe that this unlikely circumstance occurred and to take their word for it. The facts and circumstances do not even line up for an affirmative defense to lean on. In this matter,
you're gonna
the
cook them.
defendant is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
If this all they
a
got,
mark
you're
that was
cooking them.
already met from officer testimony and physical evidence alone before any trial even took place. Mr. K was found in possession of a PD Glock, and the only person factually known to have been near and in contact with Mr. K at this scene was Ramiel Rahman.
What?
And
What?
Counselor Hall will add some closing.
Thank you, Your Honor. I hope it's okay. I do have a couple other things to add. Yeah, we just want to clarify. To build
That's
off
not
what,
even accurate.
Ms. Contralto,
I thought I would give her a chance, and she's just a cunt.
during the trial today, has any motive been presented to?
I'm sorry. Can you hear Oliver? I don't hear
Yeah,
him.
Hall, I cannot hear you.
Support the defense's argument that this gun was. Does it really make sense? Is it really a reasonable theory to believe that the people that wanted to shoot
Who
and
knows? They
kill the
never
defendant
investigated it.
would give him a gun? We just don't have any evidence to support that theory
Yeah,
makes
because
any
they
sense.
didn't investigate.
We don't know the individuals.
Yeah, because they
that
didn't
shot
investigate.
him. But that also begs the question: why was there a shooting? I mean, clearly, based
Yeah,
on the
you didn't
testimony of Mr.
investigate.
Al-Rahman, these individuals were attempting to apprehend and kidnap Mr. Al-Rahman and the defendant. And if that was the case, why was there a shooting? Why would they just shoot the defendant on scene? It only makes
knows?
sense
Maybe you should
if
investigate.
while they were attempting to kidnap the defendant and Mr. Al-Rahman, he pulled out a firearm that he already had on his possession, a police-issued firearm, and pointed it at the other individuals in self-defense, whereafter they started shooting at him. That is the only explanation that makes sense based on the evidence. It does not make sense that they would walk
So
up after
what?
they've just shot
Why
him
weren't
and-
these other people
and tried
detained
to
and-
throw a firearm on him. And there's simply not enough evidence to support that is what actually happened.
Are they admitting someone
See,
else shot me
I
and they
think,
didn't search him?
One of the points that really has been lost in this trial is that the defendant was in possession of a government-issued firearm, a very serious offense, and there's seemingly no explanation from the defense as to why he could reasonably be expected to lawfully possess that firearm.
I think
He
we
was
got this in the
found on the
bag.
scene again of a shooting. He was found in possession of that government-issued firearm. And the defense may have you believe that he
They literally
was
just
the
said,
victim,
okay, yeah, so
but
these
it's
guys did
simply
shoot Mr.
not
K and we
supported
didn't
by
search
the
him.
evidence. You heard it from law enforcement that testified. As soon as the shooting
He's
started, they
helping us.
jumped to the scene. They got there as quick as they could, and what they saw was a defendant in the driver's seat of a stolen vehicle. All the vehicles were leaving the scene, of course, which makes sense. It was a shooting. You're going to flee. You're not going to stay on the scene. But what happened was law enforcement got there. They didn't see any of this rummaging or anything like that. But what they did here and collected the statement of Mr. Svensson, who told law enforcement what happened. Unfortunately, he didn't testify at trial today, but his statement is still credible. And his statement was that he saw the defendant pointing a firearm at the other individuals on the scene, whereafter the shooting took place. And that is the explanation of events that makes the most sense, that's based on the evidence. I also want to talk about the testimony we heard from Mr. Al-Rahman. Now, we did testify that he saw some rummaging, that he saw the individuals kidnapping himself and the defendant.
Decent closing? I don't think it's good at
started
all.
going through the defendant's pockets. But
They literally just said, yeah,
conveniently
these guys shot him.
for him, there
and they
are
also
huge
said they never
gaps in the
searched
rest of what happened.
or
from his
detained
memory.
them
He
or
can't tell you
GSR'd any of the
what
other
the other
people.
individuals are doing. He
But
can't
now they're
really tell
admitting,
you
yeah, this guy, they
why
shot
they
him.
were doing it.
And Mr. K pulled
And
his
the
gun in
gaps in his memory
self-defense. So
Why
they're
would he
saying
know
in the
that?
closing,
benefit the defendant.
Literally insane.
And we know based on the
they're
evidence why
saying in the
that
closing
is.
statement that they were the aggressors.
I'll finally say that even if you're to accept parts of the defense's theory, there's a crucial piece of evidence that's missing. And that's the only person that could tell us what the defendant had in his possession prior to the shooting. And the only person that could tell us that was the defendant. Now, we can't make any inferences as to what his testimony could have been, but we don't have any evidence to support that the defendant was not in possession of the firearm prior to the shooting. And the only one that could have told us that is the defendant. And the fact that that testimony is absent from this trial means that there is simply not enough evidence to support that these individuals, even if they did shoot him, even if they were involved, that they then planted this police-issued firearm on his person.
Don't
There's
they
simply
need
no
evidence?
to support that? And for that
The
reason,
fuck?
we ask that you find the defendant guilty. Thank you.
Did you just say they don't have any evidence?
Your Honor,
The hell?
ladies and gentlemen of the court,
until proven innocent.
Captain Slacks admitted under oath that they did not detain and GSR test every suspect on scene. If that's not reasonable doubt when Mr. K and Romy were both negative, then I don't know what is. It was a shots fired call. They did not issue shots. Mr. K has lived a life of integrity, evidenced by the absence of any felonies or significant misdemeanors prior to these allegations. He had a clean record. This clean legal state is a testament to Mr. K's law-abiding
walk.
nature
His
and good
boots are made for
character,
walking.
starkly contrasting with the current charges. Romy as well has been persecuted and prosecuted in this court despite not being charged and treated as a criminal de facto. Mr. K, an upstanding entrepreneur, does not speak like an idiot, and yet that is the slanted statement the PD took in evidence. Even simple turns of phrase and grammatical structure like me and blink were inserted versus name and I. His words were paraphrased to demean, demoralize, and denigrate Mr. K. There is something rotten up in Denmark and in Los Santos. The bias in this report reeks to high heavens that the statements that are so within contained cannot and should not be taken as gospel truth or even remotely close to factual. The fact that the police department took the extra steps for this paperwork to make Mr. K look bad is defamatory. It is using the state's resources to silence and censor an individual undeserving of such treatment when the justice system is innocent until proven guilty. But the PD took one look at the scene, saw Mr. K, and assumed guilty until proven innocent. His medical was interrupted to search him and perform a GSR test. This test was negative. He was shot. Where is the gun that shot him? It was placed on his person. The evidence reflects this. If incapacitated people are guilty of the crimes that others have committed against them, then this state is a joke and lacks the most basic foundational principle. Let the punishment fit the crime. To do otherwise is a gross abuse of power and a violation of the inalienable rights that we are endowed with by our Creator. To whom much is given, much is expected, and the PD has failed. Admitted under oath that they did not GSR test or frisk every suspect on scene for multiple officers for a shots fired call. The only suspect they picked up was the victim who was GSR negative. Officer testimony admitted they did not GSR test Barry Svensson as an oversight under oath. Mary Mushkin's statement in the report flies in the face of everything opposing counsel stated in their closing.
Now this is a fucking closing statement right here.
Someone else in this courtroom was set up and framed around the same time with similar circumstances, including ammo, and exonerated against Councillor Hall's wishes despite exonerated evidence being provided after the fact. This is reasonable doubt, Your Honor. There is reasonable doubt. My client cannot be found guilty. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much. I feel like I finally have some rights. I'm treated like a human being.
All right. We have a lot to think about. I have a lot to think about here.
Just going to bring up that motion for the fruit of the poisonous tree again. I know you said you'd handle it in deliberation. Just wanted to bring it up for the record.
Yeah, I have it.
Thank you. Down. Great. Love you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Not going to tell you to do your job. Appreciate you.
We appreciate you if you didn't know.
Don't really love you back.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Don't love me back?
We've already said it.
Not even
Slacks.
a truly
That's
Christian
enough.
way?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Slacks, he already said it's enough.
Platonically, sure.
Thanks. That's all I wanted.
I would like to remind everybody of the court here today that we are here to see whether or not that the charges are beyond a reasonable doubt, if they are proved beyond a reasonable doubt. And that is what I need to deliberate on, and that is what I need to come to a decision to. We've heard a lot of arguments
that's
here
a
that
dub
might
already.
muddy the waters or enhance the vision. But at the end of the day,
There is a reasonable
we need
doubt.
to know whether or not we can prove this certainly and undoubtedly beyond a reasonable doubt.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
This
you,
means
Your
a
Honor.
lot to me.
All right, give me some time. Let me deliberate.
That's a
I'm
wrap.
not deliberating in that corner. That's
I feel like he
Thank
was
you,
pretty
Judge.
much just saying that we have to make sure
Alright.
this guy's fucking guilty.
Yeah, I just got some food and water, so I'm okay for a while now.